Welcome to the backstage. Yeah, Az from GoAgainGaming here. Just doing a little audio test. So again, I've got my headphones in, listening to some chill synthwave style stuff. So if you could just confirm that the noise levels, the audio levels are all okay in the chat, that would be fantastic. Jacob, welcome to the chat. Mikachu, welcome to the chat. Joey, Dex and Drafts, welcome to the chat. Andrew, thank you very much for being here. As a spanner next to your name as well, as always. Thank you very much for being a fantastic moderator. But please don't feel obliged to do so. If you can, we have been having a lot of bots recently. So yeah, again, thanks for sorting that shit out, mate. Goblin Reserve, hey sexy, hello mate, how's it going? Hank, hope you're doing well, my friend. The synth wave is louder than I remember, probably due to the headphones. Yeah, maybe I'll turn it down to minus 30 decibels. So there, I've dropped it by 7 decibels now, so hopefully that's a little bit better. I almost banned Hank out of Reflex based on that message. Yeah, anything with sex in it gets immediately highlighted. But yeah, I mean, I can speak about whatever I want. Let's just change the camera now because we're pretty much ready to go. So hello, welcome back to GoAgainGaming. My name is Az. Welcome back to AZALEA Online on a Monday this time. Because this week I'm going, on Thursday at least, I'm going to go and see Ziggy in London. And hopefully got some content planned out of that trip, so stay tuned for that. Going to be a bit of a sort of sightseeing, but in a game store sense, if that makes sense. So stay tuned to the channel. We might have some content out of that, depending on how much fun we're having. But yeah, seeing Ziggy, the man from Brunei, all the way across the world. Can't wait to see him in London on Thursday, so that should be fun. So no stream as a result of that. And then we have a stream tomorrow, and that is just a couple of patrons playing Ultimate Pit Fight. So if you're a patron of the channel, you get to play Ultimate Pit Fight live on stream with me about once or so per month on a random day of our sort of choosing. There is a VIP zone in the Discord as well if you are a patron, which allows you to get involved in these conversations and help me organise it, which is what happened recently. So we're having a Patreon Pit Fight live tomorrow, which should be fun. But let's start this off out on the right foot. We're having another beer today. Everybody probably would have got a ping if you're watching this now or in the future. You would have got a ping if you're in the Discord because the 1K celebration mat is now available to see. It's got a large sample across it at the moment, but yeah, it's looking cool, cutesy, and very much a encapsulation and representation of why I have got to where I am. No thanks to, all the thanks to AZALEA and being passionate about that character, making a series about getting a spoiler card as a result of that passion as well, and ultimately a lot of people flock to the channel as a result of being fans of AZALEA, and that's what we're doing today. We're going to be playing some of my sort of AZALEA definitive list as it stands. It does change every now and again. I may do a deck tech on it, but I just don't feel like I'm qualified to do so, you know? It hasn't won any events, it just wins random games on Talishar every now and again. So when I can start getting down to events, you might see it represented more in the flesh and blood. We'll see. Goblin Reserve, what are you doing? Sex Live, Triple X with a big aubergine. Oh no. 1K LFG. Yeah, cheers Hank, cheers mate. Thanks for stopping by today. I got to see the new aim counter from our friend at Metal Fab Tokens. It's a work in progress, but beautiful. Yeah, it's interesting, that's for sure. I have not experimented with it. There's a lot of people in the Discord that have said varying different things about it, and I agree to a certain extent, but those thoughts will be left until we do a new AZALEA Cult episode based on it, because there is a lot to say about the new aim counters. But we're not going to be playing with the aim counters today. We're going to be playing old school AZALEA. War of Attrition style is what this deck really does. it does have some garbage matchups, of course, as Azalea does. Dromai. But yeah, we do what we can, and I think this is the way this deck that I've built here is definitely my definitive list about how my mind works when I play it. But everyone's different, aren't they? So let's do this. Deck techs aren't just for championship lists. Unique and fun lists need representation too. Okay, yeah. Well, maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do it. But you get to see this every week in and out. Every week in and out anyway. So. Yeah, let's get straight into this. Cheers, viewers. Wherever you might be out there watching this now or in the future, thank you very much for tuning in. And don't take the piss out of me because I'm drinking piss, alright? Just been one of those weeks, well, the last few weeks have been really good. So I've been drinking probably more than what I normally do. It's a shame that you go live so late. Yeah, obviously you can't adhere to everyone, unfortunately. I'm very much based in the UK, so there's two sides of the world that are either asleep right now or just waking up right now. So that does not go hand in hand with people that work jobs, people that are in education, people that have other things to do. Not everybody can tune in all the time. That's just one of those things, unfortunately. I wish I could broadcast to everybody and there'll be thousands of viewers in the chat, maybe one day, but nonetheless having a great time. Pardon me. My locals get to see my live game list every week. Don't stop them from asking. Exactly, that's true. And I'm sure we'll get someone on Talishar be like, oh, I can't play defense reactions from hand, what's going on? But yeah, let's on that basis, let's go on to the other screen now as well. So there we go, baby. Okay. Alright, so you should get our deck list. I have added a piece of Null Rune, an extra piece of Null Rune to this list recently. I don't know. Because by default, Azalea has 2 AB at all times. Well, at least my Azalea does. Obviously, you don't run New Horizon. Just not worth it with what I'm trying to do. Because that has AB already, and obviously the Bullseye Braces has AB as well already. So by default, most Azalea lists will have AB2 straight away, which is good. But then coming up against Kano recently, it was just like, for goodness sake, I could do with that extra one. But yeah, right, so let's create a game. Am I logged in? Yeah, I think so. So it's weird seeing 3 boots there. Normally it's just the perch grapplers, but we have now also added snapdragons as well, and they have turned out to be very good in a more of a racier game where you're not blocking as much, but then sometimes you still need the 2 block on the perch grapplers and Null Rune on the other boots. So quite a lot of variation these days, anyway. It's crazy there's 80 games on right now. What, for Talishar? Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Right, okay. I probably want perch grapplers against Rhinar. I could be wrong, but we're just gonna run the full list. We do this every time. We just run the full list, sod it, see what happens situation. So what are they doing? They going first? We can't really block effectively against Rhinar though, so it is quite RNG. Obviously, that's why you play Rhinar, for the RNG. Interesting to see that they are still using scab skins rather than the beaten trackers. Although I have seen arguments for beaten trackers over this, just because it rewards you for doing the brute thing, whereas this can just screw you over still. So, but I'm not a brute player, so I wouldn't know the ins and outs of it. It's 9 PM right now, which isn't late, but I have school tomorrow and I have to finish my homework. Yeah, finish that homework. Don't be a bum like me and just not do it. I never did my homework, and that's why I'm doing this. Oh, Blood Rush Bellows straight away, yeah. Gained a resource from Skullcrack. Okay, banished the Seek and Destroy. Draw 2 cards. So he's coming straight out the gates here with his Blood Rush Bellows turn, gaining a resource off of the Skull Crack, which is nice to see. Scab Skins, 5 was rolled, so he gets 2 action points here. So he's going to fully go in with a 7 Romping Club to begin with. I guess we just try and block this. Well, we can only block. So what they're going to come in with afterwards, that's the problem. So we're going to be leaking so much damage on the first turn here. We're going to get the Seek and Destroy back, which is good. So maybe we want to try and keep the Sleep Dart to try and turn off their ability next turn. Maybe force a block back. Yeah, we'll block with the Endless Arrow and see what happens. So we're going to leak 4 damage. And they're going to come at us again with something else. And then a Predatory Assault coming in with another 8 damage. This is just dominated. If you've discarded a 6 or more card this turn against Dominate. And he's still going to be able to Arsenal after this as well, which is pretty horrendous. So I'm just thinking if we... Obviously, the Seek and Destroy is safe because that's banished. So if we just block 5 and take 3, and hopefully we draw an interactive arrow. But it's a rough start. It's definitely a rough start. Let's just chuck 5 under the bus here. Oh, it's dominated. We can't. Okay, we'll just chuck the Sleep Dart away then, I guess. Holy moly! Taking 9 on the first turn. That's it's a situation. That is a situation. Absolute Rhinar. Hilarious. Right, do we draw an arrow? A Battering Bolt, which is nice. We can play that. So we can pitch the this is pretty big crackback. So we can play the Overflex, reload the Battering Bolt having 2 floating, play the Seek and Destroy. So that's going to actually come in for a whopping amount of damage. Yeah, so Overflex, pitching this. Reload this. Activate this. See what's on top. If it's like a defensive card, we probably want to get it to the bottom because it's not going to defend effectively anyway. Albeit, if it's an Oasis Respite, it might be okay to leave it on top. But it's always good to filter. The player on Talishar is saying that can go... It's a block 3. But does it really matter what the block value is in this game? Probably not, because we're not going to be able to block effectively anyway. So let's just get rid of that. Then we're going to play Seek and Destroy, and then we're going to come in with a huge Battering Bolt. It's quite big. 13 damage Battering Bolt. It's quite large. We'll take it. It's not dominated or anything, but I think we want to try and force the card interaction here. Again, if it hits as well, it might also discard cards if they're running any sort of reactions or instants. So probably not, but still, 13 is nothing to be snuffed at. Let's be honest. But they did do a lot of damage with us, a lot of damage to us on the first turn. So I guess they can. Yeah, they're just going to take 10 here by the looks of it. Or they're going to sink some of it as well. So again, forcing cards out of hand. So we are going to get a card advantage after also dealing damage back, which is okay, I guess. But card advantage doesn't really matter in this matchup anyway, because of the fact that blocking doesn't really matter, because we're not going to be able to do that very well against Rhinar. Battering Bolt doesn't actually hit anything. They've got a Wrecker Romp, a Pack Hunt, and a Barraging Beatdown. So as I said here, blocking doesn't really matter. Coming in for 10, just because... How? Okay, so if it's defended by less than 2 non-equipment cards, it has +4. Okay, so it will be a 6 if we defend with 2 things. Just thinking what to do... Maybe we just chuck the Perch Grapplers under the bus now, along with a Read the Glide Path. Then we can knock to go and get a arrow to the top. Reload the Endless Arrow. Dominate it, and then fire back, maybe. So I think we're just going to block for 2 things here. Oh, yeah, the buff doesn't go away because it's 2 non-equipment cards. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Right, so we want to reload this. We want to go get a 0 cost arrow, don't we, really? So we want to go get probably just Endless. It's card advantage, isn't it, I guess? So we can put that in there, activate her. Seek and destroy again. And then fire this off with a dominated thing. So unless they block with some equipment here, we are going to draw a card, put that into our arsenal. So we are going to maintain some card advantage, although our life is low. So yeah, they're trying what they can to defend against this. Look, they don't want that. They don't want that to happen. They're defending with all of their stuff. Yeah, rightly so. So they are preventing life loss and card advantage. Well, the card advantage not so much because we have 4 cards rather than 3. So what's this coming in? A 6. There's no go again or anything, so they are just looking to set up here by the looks of it by putting the card in their hand into their arsenal at the end. We don't really have much of a turn to go back with unless we just fire and dowels them. So I guess we could just sink. We could sink the Oasis Respite. And then hope for a reaction, but then that's not going to do much. I reckon we should just play the Oasis Respite, gain a life, and effectively just take 1 damage. That's probably the best thing to do, isn't it? Yeah, let's just do this. We gain 1 life, pitch this. So we gain a life and take 4. So we basically just lose 1, and then we just crack back with a Fire and Dow's Fighting Spirit and gain another life. It's a shame we can't. It's a shame we can't Arsenal a card, though. It's a bit of a shame. So they're going to have a card advantage and a life advantage now, which is a bit of a shame. But we're just going to play this. Gain a life when we attack with it, and then come in for 6. They'll probably just take this, because they got a card advantage and a life advantage. So probably, yeah, they're just going to take it, look, as expected. Oh, they're sinking it, though. Okay, so they are going to take some damage. So they are going to take 2 damage there. So still maintaining the same amount of cards, but they have still got the higher life total. Scab skins, come on, roll a 1. Yes. Oh wait, no, he broke his gambler's gloves. Ah, that's a shame. Never mind. Right, so what are we blocking with here? So worst comes to worst, we can at least come in with a snatch next turn, which will threaten card advantage or card sort of equilibrium as such. So let's block with 25 to 32. I think we're just going to have to block 2, gain a life. So we're basically blocking 3. So we go down to 22. And they're ending their turn. Okay. So again, coming up with another setup here, by the looks of it. So I think I'm just going to CNC them. Try and destroy that card advantage that they've just gained by putting their card in the arsenal. No D-reacts can be played, so again, it's going to force 2 cards. They've used a lot of their equipment already, so that's not going to do much. So CNC coming in at the right time here, I think, hopefully. Nimble Snatch, yeah, yeah, it could have been good, but I think CNC is better potentially. I just realised I could have tunicked as well, so I could have kept the Snatch in my arsenal. So that's a bit of a shame. I forgot about that. I forgot about the tunic, but hopefully I seek the rewards of that later, another time. Yeah, there we go. Forcing a 2-card block with a Savage Beatdown and a Skullcrack. Drawing 4. Okay, so we got a pretty wide turn next turn if we choose. So I guess we just take this. Yeah, okay. I think that was the right thing to do. So if we E-strike, Just thinking what we can do here. So if we E-strike, tuck the snatch, come in for 5, go again, then reload the Remorseless in with Dreadbore, and then fire that off. That's like 11 damage, but then also recurring damage on their turn. Or we could... So the E-strike's going to cost 2 cards. Or we could try and have 5 cards as well. I think I don't think so. I think we're just gonna go wide. Let's just go wide. So 5 go again. They're gonna take it. Yeah, lunging press I think is good. Not in this hand, but it still pays for Remorseless Dreadbore, doesn't it? So without using the tunic. So the tunic is still there if I need it, basically. The Remorse is coming in for 6. And then if this hits, obviously every action next turn costs them a life. So I guess that could be quite good if they roll well on the scab skins and stuff. But if they're rolling well on the scab skins, I think it's going to kill us because they're going to do so much damage. But no D-reacts can be played at all with the Dreadball Remorseless stacks coming in here. So if they let this hit, they're essentially looking at around about 7 to 8 damage instead over the course of this turn and next. If they don't block at all. So they're blocking 2 again from Remorseless. Okay, that's okay, I guess. Still maintaining a tunic trigger if needed. And wow, okay, what's this do? 6. So it's just a 6. Okay. Yeah, but 6 is still a lot of damage at this point. That's a problem. It's a third of my life. But my crackback turn is 11. Another Remorseless for 11. Do I want to be doing that? I could also... Nah, sod it. Let's just do it. We can't block effectively, so let's just do it. Let's just take the damage. Let's just do it. Let's just get a dominated arrow off the top as well. Off the into the grave. Let's just get one back. Let's force some damage through now. Let's go with a sleep dart to prevent them from intimidating me. So I might be able to get some tempo back with an actual defense on their turn. So we want to play Take Aim. Reload in the Remorseless. Activate Azalea. Give the Sleep Dart Dominate. Play Read the Glide Path. We can opt again to see what's on top. Hopefully it's a defensive card. It is. So we'll leave that on top for the defense. And then we're just going to fire this at them. This does have Dominate, so it will turn off their Intimidate. So obviously our D-reacts and effective blocks will actually work next turn. And it's still forcing through some horrible damage as well. But obviously they may have a defense reaction in their arsenal, which is a bit of a shame. Remorseless would have got around that, but I think I need to try and turn off their hero ability so I can at least try and defend effectively rather than just taking this damage. Alec, am I trying any of the new cards yet? No, not at the moment. I will do eventually. I've had that question a lot, trust me. Right, so they're going to take 8. They're going to D-react? No. So Rhinar is turned off, and oh, of course, we would have a Rain Razors. And they've just banished the only defensive card which is decent at defending, yeah? Of course, that would happen. So this is coming in for quite a lot of damage. But if we block with 2 non-equipment cards, it will get debuffed. So... yeah, barrage and beatdown really coming in handy there for them, unfortunately. And our turn, next turn, is a non-turn. So that's just bad, unfortunately. Nothing we can really do about that. We will fully block, but there's nothing we can really do about that. Luckily, the take cover I am going to pitch Rain Razors to Dreadbore as well, just to get out of my hand on my turn. Luckily, with Take Cover, we can put that in our arsenal to defend from our arsenal, because obviously Banish doesn't banish from the arsenal, it banishes from the hand. So we're just going to pitch to Dreadbore, pitching the Rain Razors, just to get out of our hand without wasting it, because it obviously doesn't block for anything. So we're going to add this to the arsenal. Yeah, bit of a rubbish turn there, unfortunately. But Rhinar's a tough cookie. Rhinar is a tough cookie because you just can't. You just don't know what you're doing from one turn to the next. Rolled a 5, gained 2 action points. So it's hard to navigate this matchup. It really is. It's just you're at the mercy of what happens on the intimidates, what happens on the rolls. You just have to hope that they fall over along the way. So life for a life coming in here. That's not going to do anything unless it hits. I'm just going to pass on that. I'm going to take cover that. I'll reload the... do I want to reload anything? Probably not, because it takes away my defensive options. Life for a life, what on earth? Yeah, I know, right? Lumpy Hobbies, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, I know. I don't know why they're using life for a life. Very strange. But obviously they're beating me, so, you know, who knows? Life for a life is a piece for rock. Yeah, could be. Could well be. Blood Rush Bellows. Here we go. Here we go. Banishing the take aim. So at least it's not the block 3. I guess. Drawing 2 cards. He's still got 1 action point left. What is it going to be? What, an 8 attack maybe? Something stupid like that. On our next turn, though, we can force through a dominated red in the ledger, which I think might be the key to beating this here. Because, yeah, 9 is just... At this point, it's just... Yeah, there's nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. What's the point in blocking 5? I think we just go for it. Okay. Knock the Death Whistle. They're probably going to have a D-React in their arsenal, though, aren't they? That's the thing. We're going to have to go for it. So it's going to come in for 8 with Dominate. So I think it's probably going to be blocked with a D-React and something from hand and a piece of armor. I think it is going to be blocked, unfortunately. But I guess this is what we have to do. If this hits, it can only play 1 action next turn. So that equates to, what, maybe 4 damage? No, 6 damage from Rhinar, maybe. And, yeah, we're still within lethal range. Any 1 card from Rhinar can kill us. So that's the problem, isn't it? Unfortunately. We are still very much dead. Savage Feast coming in for 6. Intimidating a card away. So if we block... If we take 2 damage, we can still... They got a pummel floating, though. They got 2 floating over there, which is definitely a pummel, isn't it? So I guess we're just going to have to... Yeah, I think we're just dead here, unfortunately. It's a 1 cost, so it can't be pummeled. Okay, it can't be pummeled. So if we just chuck in the... We're going to have a Tunic next turn as well. We're going to have a Nimbalism, so we could come through with something. We need to block with... Oh, we're not going to have a Tunic next turn if we block with it. Okay, let's just do this. Yeah. Could just kill us with something, maybe. I don't know. No, we're still alive. One life. We're still alive. We can at least rabble, then nimbleism. No. Rabble. Revealing a sink below on top. Okay. But yeah, we could just die to a reckless swing. We could just die to a reckless swing if they've got it. But yeah, it's hard to navigate, unfortunately. It's very hard to navigate this one. When you can't block effectively, it's very important to how I run the deck. But yeah, bullseye bracers. They can't defend with any defense reactions here, which is quite good. So this could be a scary last attempt to do something here in the game. Coming in for 6, if it hits, every action costs them a life. They are going to take some damage. They're going to take 3. Okay, 7 to 1. Yeah, it's not much we can really do here. Oh, they've undid their action. Okay, we'll try that again. We'll try that again, shall we? Snap F, sorry. I don't know what that means, mate. Forgot I can't play D-Reacts. There we go, audience. Somebody forgot they can't play D-Reacts. There we go, so they blocked it all. But yeah, we're pretty much, well, with this hand, I think we're pretty much dead. Oh, okay. We might be alright. We might be able to threaten something here. We're going to pass. We're going to sink below. We can block out this. Oh, okay. We might be able to do something here. We can load in Remorseless again to stop them from playing D-Reacts. Give it +1, +2, so we're coming in for 8 here. This could be interesting. This could be doing quite well right at the end here. Going to play another Remorseless. Remorseless, a great arrow to close out games because they can't play any D-Reacts at all when you load it in face up. And then we're coming in again here for 6. Threatening a horrible on-hit effect. Plus a Rain Raises over the top. So this is nothing to be snuffed at. This is nothing to be snuffed at here. Force through the Rain Razors. So forcing through the on-hit. Taking 2 damage. On-hit effect processed. We've got a defensive turn here. With a Oasis, which will gain us a life. We can reload in the Sleep Dart. Come on, we can do this. We can't play anything next turn, though. That's a problem. But we can reload in the Bolt and Shot and at least come in for 4. That's the thing. We can't play the Oasis and the take cover. Wait. No, we can't play the Oasis and the take cover. So we have to take cover. Then we'll Oasis as well, pitching the Sleep Dart, and we're going to have to reload the Bolt and Shot to come in for 4 on the crackback. So at least we can still shoot that. That's the thing. We gain a life as well. Our turn will just be firing this 4 at them, which they probably will just take at this stage. Because they've got card advantage and life advantage, they're probably just going to take this. Yeah, they're just going to take it. Well, the sink below from the arsenal. Now they have 4 cards versus my 4 cards. On the attack, Brute here, probably just going to slam my face, unfortunately. Intimidate me a bit. Slam my face in. Yeah, swing big. They've probably got a pummel in hand. 2 cards. A blue and a pummel is probably going to kill me here. So I guess we just have to block with everything, unfortunately. Or do we just... We'll just see if they have it. They don't have it. Okay, we can snatch then and threaten card advantage. And a quicken token. Snatch, baby. Give me that 5-card hand. Come on. Give me that 5 cards. Resilient to the very end here against Rhinar. Yeah, exactly. I had to go for the ballsy play, because if they had it, they would have won. If they didn't have it, I would survive and still come back with something. So yeah, I think I made the right decision there. They are blocking with everything. They're blocking it out, baby. That's it. 4 cards. Another Oasis in hand, but a Memorial Ground is just not going to be doing it, is it? They undid their last action. Okay, coming in with a Pulping. Intimidating a card away. It's the Oasis Respite. We die. Yeah, we die. It's got Dominate anyway. But we would have been able to survive if we had the Oasis Respite in hand. Then we would have been able to prevent that one last attack there. But probably would have died eventually. But yeah, it's a tough matchup to navigate. We got a little bit back into it towards the end there, but unfortunately, that is game. That is game. I could have done, yeah. I could have responded to the Intimidate trigger. Well, that's good to know for next time, at least. Yes, I didn't know that, Andrew. Yeah, so maybe there is a window of opportunity to responding to the Intimidate, which is where you can get your Oasis Respite in. I did not know that. Okay. Pretty cool. But yeah, I think we did evening DGTCG. Hope you're well. I think we did all that we could potentially do with that. Could have responded to the Intimidate with the Oasis. Jackson Drafts is saying, yep, absolutely. That completely skipped my mind. Didn't even know you could do that. And that goes to show how well I know that particular matchup, because I don't really play it too often. But let's try again. I also made 2 errors in that game. I blocked with the Perch Grapplers when I didn't need to. I blocked with the Perch Grapplers in the card from hand, which didn't actually get rid of the barraging beatdown +4. So I made a mistake there, and obviously we made a mistake there at the very end with the Intimidate trigger. So we could have squeaked a little bit extra out of them, but yeah, it's a tough one nonetheless. A bloody 9 damage on the first turn is always difficult. And with Rhinar, you can't really respond to that because they're just intimidating your hand away on the first turn. So it is a hard one to play against. But yeah, we're just gonna go again then, by the looks of it. But yeah, made a few errors, but happy with how that went to a certain degree. Did all I could do. Playing against Dash. So another one that I haven't really played against too much on Talishar. So I don't know what to expect here. It could just be a steamroll. No pun intended. Just run the whole deck, as I normally do. Could be a mistake. But this is just how I play the game. I play the game my way. So Dash apparently has got some very, very good things as of late with Dynasty cards. I don't know how they work and how well they are, because I'm not very versed in how the meta works. But apparently she's had some good support recently, of like BIOS update being one of the cards. Sleep Dart is pointless. That's true. That is true. I'll take those out. Good idea. But yeah, apparently Dash has had some good stuff in there in Dynasty. It is damage, though. That's true. And it does block. But it is useless. It is a useless arrow all round against dash. Fatigue shot probably doesn't do too much either, but battering bolt probably doesn't do too much. But that's it. We just have to play with what we have. We just have to scrounge around, don't we, with Azalea? Let's be honest. So who's going first? Dash going first. Haven't played too much this matchup in Talishar, so could go horribly wrong. Getting an induction chamber out, okay. Oh, they're putting an action on the counter and then shooting me, right? I see. Okay. Oh no, they're not. They're just loading up. Oh, they are shooting me. Okay, for 2. Oh, they undid their last action. Okay, fair enough. Seems like Dash wants to do fatigue pistol plan. Yeah, it is a tough one to do, that one, fatigues. Just so many shots all the time. So we can just... Right, let's opt first, see what's on top. We're definitely going to be playing this turn, that's for sure. Nimblism. We can get rid of that, I think, for now. Then we're going to... Oh, we could just go in with the bullseye braces straight away, but probably don't want to be doing that, do we? Just to maintain a 5-card hand. Go in with the bullseye braces, shoot the fatigue shot. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it now. Let's put a bit of pressure on. Far away for 8. We're going to pitch the Oasis. Coming in for 9 with a fatigue shot. No D-reacts from hand, at least. But they're going to play a lot of D-reacts from their arsenal if they are playing a fatigue control dash. Which could be an issue for us. I did actually contemplate putting in the release attentions as well. But Nimblism did take the spot of release attention because Nimblism does hit a lot more things. It can hit lightning strikes, it can hit snatches, it can hit all of the arrows. Released attention's static effect is obviously better, but it only works towards arrows. And sometimes you want to just be hitting them with a 7 snatch. So, yeah. Fatigue shot, probably the on hit of this doesn't really matter, I don't think, really, with regards to their first attack action card, but it's still just raw damage. And Sleep Dart would have been exactly the same, right? It would have been a 9 attack if you load it in with Dreadbore and play a 3 buff before it. It says the opponent is disconnected, but I don't believe them. I think they are. I think they're just losing. Yeah, there we go. So they're going to take 3 here, by the looks of it, unless they de-react from Arsenal. No. Okay, fine. So we're going to add the Sink Below to our arsenal. Teklo Plasma Pistol for 2. So I think we go and fetch out a Remorseless with the Knock the Death Whistle. So I think we just block with a... We'll block with an Endless Arrow, I think. Yeah. Just have to keep an eye on our deck numbers because obviously we have a lot of cards in our deck, but we are going to be blocking quite a lot. We are going to be blocking quite a few of their weapon attacks, so we are essentially just losing cards to nothing. That's the issue. We should probably get this Sink Below out of our arsenal as well. Well, we don't need to because I guess we can just switch it out with Azalea anyway with the knock. But I think we are going to go for the Remorseless. Drawing some cards, gaining some life. With a Tome. Yeah, so they're going to have a lot of D-reacts, as you said there, Alex. So I'm probably just going to go for the Remorseless. To try and get through some damage now. We're going to opt, first of all, see what's on top. We'll take aim. Okay, now we're going to do this. This is a good thing about this, right? So if there's a take aim on top, you can activate Azalea, reload the bolt and shot, then fire the bolt and shot, then come in with a snatch afterwards. And that's all for no resources. That's all for nothing, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to take aim, reload in the bolt and shot, and come in straight away for 6, go again. And then we can follow up with a snatch, which will then allow us to do another bit of damage, and then we can arsenal the knock. So all of that for no resources. 10 damage for no resources. And they're probably going to block this out because obviously they don't want me to reload, but they don't know that I've got a card that I don't need to reload in. So yeah, that's quite good. So they are going to take 1 damage. Now what I could do here is I could actually reload in the snatch and then go and get an endless arrow, and then... Oh no, I can't because I've already activated Azalea, so I can't do that. So I'm just going to reload this in, and then I'm just going to come in with a snatch for 4. Oh, okay, so I won, apparently. Don't know why. So apparently when Snatch hits, they lose the game. So apparently when Snatch hits, Dash loses the game. There we go. So I think that was just disconnection, unfortunately. But we'll take it. We'll take it. So I'm not sure what happened there. Snatch is OP, absolutely, yeah. Snatch, when it hits, they lose the game. So, like Registry, but just power crept, basically. So yeah. So, Snatch won me the game there, so brilliant. So, let's just try again. Let's just go again. But yeah, thank you very much for everyone who's tuning in today. It's good fun. Good fun all round. I'm just responding to a Discord message. Oh, the dash is coming back at me, is it? The dash is coming back at me. Okay, right, let's take away the sleep darts. I think we just run Snapdragons. If it's the same dash, if it's pistol dash, but we don't know that, do we? That's the thing. Let's just go first. We run the die roll this time, so we could potentially get something dominated through to force some damage and some on-hit effects on the first turn. Hopefully, we'll see. Rage Throw, what am I drinking? I'm drinking Budweiser. Dash has no on-hits either. No, I guess that's right. But we're just going to play this how it is to see how it goes. So we get to start this time. We could just... we could load in the bolt and shot, come in for 3, and then if it hits reload, could reload the endless arrow, fire that off. CNC is probably wasted right now. There's no point using that. So this is not a great starting hand, unfortunately. So we will pitch the Dreadbore, pitch this Memorial Ground, put this in, fire it off for 3 with Go Again. Not really much we can do here, unfortunately. Sometimes you just take the risk, though, don't you? You take the risk. But I guess we don't... It's a good thing about going first is that obviously you can force them to use their hand, but that's not a good thing either. They can sculpt their hand that way, so we're gonna arsenal that. Okay, so that next turn looks pretty good. So we got a Rabble, then we got an Overflex, Endless Arrow. Yeah, that looks quite good. That's about 11 damage for 1 resource. That's quite good. So activating the chamber, putting a counter on the pistol, going to fire the pistol at me, blah de blah de blah. Coming in for 2, pass. I'll just take 2. And they're probably going to have a D-React in their arsenal. Because if they want to block, if they want to fatigue and all that sort of thing, they're going to want to clog their arsenal with defense reactions to get round Dreadbore. So I think we just have to come in with a CNC next turn after we've rabbled, and then just keep the Endless Arrow in hand. In arsenal, sorry. I think that's probably the best thing to do. And we can also, if we want, we can also dominate off the top by depending on what the rabble reveals as well. So let's just do that. So rabble reveals a snatch. Okay. So 4 go again. And then we're just going to CNC after this to get rid of their arsenal card. No D-reacts can be played at all against CNC. So yeah, fantastic. So they're going to take 1 here by the looks of it. Yeah, fair enough. Let's just CNC them. No D-reacts can be played, and hopefully blows up their arsenal. And we've still got an endless arrow in our arsenal as well to fire potentially next turn. So blocking with a Teklo Foundry Heart straight away. It's got Battle Worn though. Crown is going as well under the bus. So this just goes to show how imperative direct D-reacts are against 4- in this matchup. So it just goes to show that we are definitely playing a control dash. Which is where release attentions would come in really handy. And that's what I used to run. I used to run Rainbow, release attentions, Dreadbore, and just used to just say, you can't play D-reacts at all. That used to be my old strategy back in the day. Undoing all their blocks. Okay. Okay, they're just choosing to use 2 cards from hand to block this out instead, which is pretty good. That's pretty much the rate that you want to see from CNC most of the time, is 2 cards for 1. Put the endless arrow back first. We don't have any source of go again in this next turn, so I think we're just going to have to see what's on top and go from there. So we're just going to block with a fatigue shot, because that doesn't do much in this matchup at all. I think after that they're just going to pass to me, aren't they? Going to have a tunic here as well. We are going to have an opt, so we can card select a little bit more depending on what the top card is. They're just going to gain some life and play a tome, and then arsenal card. So yeah, okay, we're going to opt first of all with the cross wrap, see what's on top. It is a overflex. Now overflex is very good, because what we can do is we can put that into the arsenal with Azalea's ability, play that, and then also do a red in the ledger for a large amount of damage, which is quite nice. So we're going to leave that on top. So again, another demonstration of how Azalea can be used to actually access the top card of your deck and still play it even if it's not an arrow. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. Going to be activating Azalea, playing overflex into the arsenal, playing the overflex, pitching the snatch, and then reloading the red in the ledger into the arsenal, and then firing that off. Or I could even load in the red in the ledger with Dreadbore here, but then I won't have card advantage or card equilibrium with them. So is that 1 extra damage really worth it by loading it in with Dreadbore? I think it probably is. I think we're not going to reload. We're going to activate Dreadbore, pitching the endless arrow to load in the red in the ledger. So this is actually going to come in for 11. No, 10 now because of this. Yeah, 10 red in the ledger. It's quite a lot. Means it can only play 1 action next turn as well. And obviously it's not an amount to be sniffed out with regards to the damage. But they're going to be able to D-react their way out of this. So D-react in the arsenal? No. Okay, blocking with their equipment suite and 2 cards. So fully blocking it out, allowing us to have still card advantage, because we've got 3 cards after this to their 4 cards to their 3, but we're not getting any damage through here. So this is going to be the issue that we're going to have, is not getting damage through. Endless Arrow can go on the bottom. We've got a very defensive turn here, which is a bit of a shame. So pistol's coming in for 2. We can just take cover. So we're going to take cover that. We're going to use take cover. We're going to reload the battering bolt and then just fire the battering bolt at them next turn, I think. Because Because Battering Bolt is also quite good, because obviously if they've got any reactions in hand, they have to discard them if it hits. They can't play D-React from hand because of Dreadbore, so it does also force the D-React block from their arsenal as well. And it still will, you know, will leak potentially 2 damage through if it's a block for 4 from the arsenal. So still threatening 2 damage with various on-hit effects is going to be quite nice. They're just going to be firing this at me now, aren't they? Unless they... No. Well, they could do. They could fire it at me for 2. Plasma Purifier. Okay. So they're not going to have an arsenal here. Interesting. So they're not going to be able to defend with a D-React this turn. Which also means if they allow it to hit, they're going to have to discard any D-Reacts that they have. So that's quite good. So we're going to opt, first of all, to see if we got what we got next turn. Headshot Blue. No. And then we're just going to fire this at them. For 6. Can't block for any D-Reacts from hand because of Dreadbore, and if it hits, they have to discard all of their D-Reacts and lose that much life. So again, this will probably be forcing a 2-card block. Yes, it will. Fantastic. But still not doing any damage. That's the problem. But we do have a lot more cards than them still at the moment. This turn is a defensive turn. Or we could go wide on the next turn. We could go E-Strike, tuck this, then Dreadbore this, and then fire that off. So for 3. We are leaking damage here. That's a problem, though. So if we... So we could use the Bullseye Braces to force through some extra stuff. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So we're just going to sink below this, I think. So we're going to be E-Striking. Tucking the... Oh, okay. What do we want to be doing? E-Strike, tuck the red in the ledger, and then use this to fire this in? No, we're not going to tuck a card with that. Pass. Yeah, so we're going to E-Strike, tuck the red in the ledger, coming in for 5 will go again, then Bullseye the Braces in for another 5. So I think that's probably the best thing to do. They're using their Arsenal cards again here, so they can't defend from Arsenal, so they're using all of their cards to attack us. So yeah, we'll just take 3, because we need to crack back a bit harder. But they're setting up their board here, which is the thing we're scared of, isn't it? So we're going to E-Strike. We're going to put the red in the ledger on the bottom and go again. It's a shame we don't have the Tunic resource here to load this in. But there's going to come a point where they're just going to be like, right, okay, I'm just going to start taking damage now. And that's when they assemble the pieces, like here, right? They can D-React from hand, though. Okay, they're not going to do that. So we're going to Bullseye Braces, this, and then fire another 5 at them. They are going to block this out fully, though. There we go. Okay. So many cool synergies and puzzles to solve each turn. Yeah, absolutely. That's the reason why we play Azalea here in the Azalea cult, my friend. It's not just a cowabunga meta deck. You have to think about everything that you're doing all the time. Okay, they're undoing their last action. They're probably just undoing their last action to see what cards they're going to draw next turn. Oh, brilliant. So coming in with a pistol. We can just block with the Fire and Dowels and gain a life here. So we're not... Yeah. Block with the Fire and Dowels, gain a life, and then take 1. So we just nothing happens there, I guess. They are giving the pistol attack go again with the induction chamber. The only problem is what Az is going through now. You can easily get blocked out if Dominate isn't used. But if you Dominate, they still have a 3-card hand, and Azalea struggles to block. That's true. So we do have a Tunic trigger next turn, so we can load the Bolt and Shot in with the Dreadbore, and then come in with these 2 as well, which is quite good. So it's still going to be quite a lot of damage, but again, they can block for a long time, whereas we can't really afford to do that at the moment. But still, 36 against 32. I think we're doing as much as we can right now, but we do need more evasion. So Nimblism, Seek and Destroy, fire this off for 11 damage. But they can just chuck their whole hand away in front of this, right? But 11 damage, again, nothing to be snuffed at, having to use a lot of their cards. We're still running more cards than them from a deck perspective. But by the time we run through all of our deck, they're going to assemble a lot of their board state pieces. That's the problem with this. So if we run into this, I don't run into Pistol Dash a lot, but when we do need those released attentions to stop the stuff going through. Right, so okay, they took some damage there. Remorseless, again, is a great card to use against Dash if they are worrying about D-reacts. So they do have to discard their whole hand here, so I guess we're just going to block with a Bolt and Shot here. Then we can load in the Remorseless with Knock the Death Whistle, have 2 floating, and also fire that off. So yeah, this is going to come in for 10 next turn on the Remorseless, which is going to be good, so they can't use D-reacts at all when you load it in face up, because of the combo with Dreadbore and Remorseless. So I think that's probably the best line that we're going to be able to achieve here. We're still going to be maintaining life advantage as well, and card advantage to a certain degree. So yeah, activate Dreadbore, pitch Knock, load in Remorseless, pay Seek and Destroy, and then fire this off. So coming in for 9, no D-reacts can be played whatsoever. And then every action they play next turn costs them a life. Okay, they're undoing their actions again. We're going to fire that again at them. Retro, that's probably the answer. I'm usually running a 60 card deck. You running 70 gives you less chance to lose all your arrows. Exactly. Yeah. That's just how I play. I run a 71 card deck most of the time. And that tends to be what gets me the best, well, in my mind at least, that's what I like to do. So coming in for 3, we can just pass and then take cover. We can reload in the Battering Bolt and then come in with them at the Battering Bolt next turn, which is going to be quite good. So they're still trying to get through all of their resources currently. They're not arsenaling any cards. So they're just trying to fire 3 at me every turn without me saying, I'm going to block this. So we are still maintaining life advantage and card advantage now to a certain degree. Battering Bolt's going to come in here. We can opt before we do this. Bolt and Shot can go to the bottom. Then we're just going to fire this at them for 6. And obviously, if this hits, they discard all of their non-action cards. So if they have reactions, sigils, anything like that, they will have to discard them if they let it hit. So that's quite good. And they do reveal their hand as well. Another good thing about Battering Bolt is it is free information. So they're playing a Reinforce the Line. Okay, interesting. So that's one thing that I was experimenting with a long time ago against Bravo. So yeah, Reinforce the Line, a good way of stopping like dominated attacks, because it's an instant. So you can't. It's just used at instant speed to buff up an attack action card, which is quite good. So it's a good way of getting round. Dominated attacks, or big attacks, of course. So we've got a defensive turn here. We can block with a take cover, and we can also block with a lunging press if needed. And then we can just come in with... E-Strike does cost 2 cards, though. That's a problem. I keep forgetting about that. So we can't do that, actually. So we're going to block with the lunging press and see what they do after this. Because we could just come in with an E-Strike for 10 on our next turn. That's the good thing about this. So I think, yeah, okay, cool. So we're just going to Nimblism. E-Strike, buff power, so coming in for 10. So going to take 4, unless they have a D-React. No, taking 4, okay. So still maintaining card advantage and life advantage at the moment, but God knows how long that's going to last. So we'll just take 2 here. Plasma Purifier coming out. What does that do? +1 to end of turn. Okay. Oh no, was that already out? I don't remember. Now shooting me for 3. So we could sink a card. They can give that go again still, can't they? This is where the fatigue starts coming in. So our next turn can be a 5 followed up with a whatever that is on top. Or do we just try and chuck away the Bolton shot and see what comes next? I think we just try and do that. I think we just see what happens. Actually, no, we're not going to sink. We're not going to sink. Sinking a pistol just feels bad, though. That's the problem. That's the issue you start getting into then, is trying to conserve your life from bloody pistol attacks. What we can do, though, is we can load the Bolton shot in with the tunic trigger, which will then open up the nimblism to go onto the Ravenous Rabble if we need. But I think we need to Ravenous Rabble first to see what's on top. That's probably the right idea. So yeah, Ravenous Rabble revealing a Bolton shot blue on top. So that's not great. That's a bit of a shit. They are going to take 2 though. So they're not really incentivized to block big things. So maybe we just try and chip damage. So we're just going to use a tunic here to activate Dreadbore, put in Bolton shot, play Nimblism, fire it off for 6. Seeing your Snatch and E strikes inspired me to try them out. I was struggling to maintain an arsenal to use my scuba helmet every turn. Yes, absolutely. With Snatches, if you have to block, you have to use your entire hand to block. You can leave a Snatch in hand. So if you've got a 4-card hand, you can use your 3 cards in hand to block, and then still threaten a Snatch and a card advantage on your next turn, which is why I use them. They are very good. Plus, you can buff them with Nimblisms. And E strikes again are just ridiculous because you can either choose to go wide, tall, or draw a card for the card advantage. So yeah, definitely add those in. They are very good. This is not a great hand. They're just going to be playing out a induction chamber and a plasma purifier. Another activating the plasma purifier. Pistoling me for 3. So we can knock the death whistle, reload the thing. I think we have to seek for remorseless, don't we? Again, it's just trying to get damage through. We're on 40 cards. They're on 34 cards. We still got more cards. I think we should just go for an endless arrow. Let's just block this out. We just go for an endless arrow with a knock, because that endless arrow will still come in with 4 dominate and then 2 over the top with the rain razor. So that's probably the best thing to do. Maybe try and threaten card advantage rather than actual anything else. Are they still going to shoot me again after this potentially? Can they do that? Yes, they can. No, they have to put a counter on the pistol and then use the card in hand to fire again. Yeah. Oh, they're coming 0 to 60. What's that? 3 damage? Okay. No, undoing their last action. Just shooting the pistol at me instead. Oh, loading the pistol instead and then firing it. Okay. Yeah, so choosing to use their weapons rather than their cards there. I guess that's fair enough, isn't it? So we're just going to have to take this, unfortunately. Still got a 4 life advantage here. Still got a card advantage as well. Or we will have after this, if they choose to let the endless arrow hit. So you can still put another counter on and then fire it again after this. Okay, right, yeah, this is going to be an issue now. Two induction chambers is a bit of an issue, isn't it? Knock for Red and Ledger, maybe if they end with counters on items. I can't play Red and Ledger though. That's the problem. If I knock it, reload it, activate Azalea, I can't play it unless I pitch the Rain Razors. So I think that's why I'm going for the Endless Arrow, because it costs nothing to play. So I'm probably just going to carry on. I'm just going to do that, I think. Let's see what they do. Reload this, activate Azalea, give it Dominate and fire it. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they choose to block. Because if they choose to block with a piece of equipment and a card, we can then rain raises it. Here we go. A piece of equipment and a card, we can rain raises it now to stop it, to put it over the top. There we go. That's why we do that. Then we Arsenal card. There we go. Nice. So the play I wanted was succeeded. Lovely. Okay. So I think here we just block with both of these arrow attacks and then come in with a CNC and keep the endless arrow in our arsenal. Yeah, I think we're just going to CNC next turn. We're going to block with the other endless arrow. And then CNC them. We still got a card in our arsenal as well, remember. So if we need to block again with a CNC, we can always do that and then come in again with another rain razor endless arrow. Depending on what they attack us with now, it allows us to make that decision. Yes, they can still attack again. So maybe we just rain raises another endless arrow over the top. Yeah, we can block with CNC. Sod it. Block with CNC, come in again for endless arrow and rain raises that over the top. They now have no equipment that can block, which is the vital thing. The pistol dash also wins late game by forcing your opponent into a situation where they threaten lethal damage every turn with wide chip damage. Yeah, absolutely. But we're still ahead of them on life. So I think if we can just keep chipping damage of our own here, we can still do this well enough. So we're going to. Oh, okay. So they probably have a D-react in hand. So I think we're just going to let this go for now. Okay. Oh, we played the rain razors at the wrong time there. Never mind. We could undo our actions, but that's just what happens, isn't it? So we played the rain razors at the end of our turn there by mistake. But never mind. We still do have a large arrow next turn, which we could also dominate with the memorial ground. So we're probably going to be doing that. We're going to have a tunic next turn as well, so it means that it allows us to block with a fatigue shot at least here. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. Do we have a red in the ledger in the arsenal? In the graveyard we do. Okay, so now that's probably the time to do that now then, with a massively large red in the ledger. Yes, they're just be using their entire hand now to come at me, aren't they, with their pistols? So if they can't react from hand, a dominated arrow is going to be the way forward here. So I think we're just going to have to take 3. We're still on a higher life than them at the moment. We want to be saving our equipment until it really, really matters, I think, in this game, because it is going down to the wire here, obviously. They're starting to chip that damage through that they need now, so maybe getting a large chunk of damage, which won't allow them to activate more than one action, will be the thing that gets us ahead in the tempo game here. But we are going to have to take the next hit, I think, which will put us on 14. But maybe they got 2 attacks after this. 2 more pistols. So that'll put us on 11. If they do attack twice with a pistol. Spark of Genius going to get another item. Okay, fine. Right, so let's go get a red in the ledger on top. Activate Azalea's ability. Take aim. Read the memorial grounds. Read the glide path. Snatch can go to the bottom. Activate tunic. Fire it off for 11 dominate. No reactions can be played. They've used their armor. No reactions can be played from hand. So that's going to hit. That's 50% life. And we can knock and do it all over again with a dominated attack. But they are probably just going to Arsenal a card here, aren't they? Oh no, they're going for the action. They're going for their pieces. Okay. Undid their last action. Okay. Spark of Genius. They're playing it again. Going to get another Teklo core. That's the only action they can play this turn because of Red in the Ledger. So we could go get another Red in the Ledger. I think we've used 2. We've used 1 so far. We've used 1 Red in the Ledger so far. So we'll probably go knock for another one. Knock for another one. We could also potentially give the arrow go again with the perch grapplers and then come in with a snatch afterwards as well. If the maths is correct. Let me just knock for the Red in the Ledger first and see what I can do. Oh, we have to reload a card though, don't we? So that's not going to work actually. Actually, no, it might be able to work. So reload this. Activate Azalea. So if we now pitch a blue to the perch grapplers, we can give the Red in the Ledger go again and then come with a snatch afterwards and still have one floating after that transaction. So I think that's probably the best thing to do, just to try and threaten the... because it's going to be lethal damage here. So let's crack this. Pitch the blue. And then fire this Red in the Ledger at them for 5 dominate go again. Then we follow up with a snatch, which will allow us to draw a card. So perch grapplers coming in with a bit of pressure play here now. They probably do have a D-react in their arsenal, though. That's the thing. But Snatch is still threatening 50% of their life at this point in the game. So they're going to take some damage, and then we're going to snatch them afterwards for 4. So threatening card advantage and a lot of their life here. So taking away a lot of their cards. Lovely old job. So quite a defensive hand here. Or we can also overflex the headshot into the arsenal, which is quite good. And then we can flip up the headshot to try and see if there's a better arrow on top. So they're going to T-bone something here. What they're going to try and do? Must defend with an equipment they control if able. Okay. If it was boosted. They must defend with a equipment they control if able. Okay. 1 block equipment required, so I guess we're just going to have to chuck our tunic because the cross wrap is probably the most important piece for the next play, which is probably what it's going to go down to. So this does have go again. Okay, right, so we need to pitch the Find Owls to overflex. Play that, reload in the Bolton shot. Actually, no, we could... so, okay, play Overflex. Pitch the Find Owls to it. We reload the... Yeah, reload the headshot in. Flip it face up. See what's on top. Another take aim. That's a shame. And then we're just going to fire this at them for 6. Okay, it's still lethal. And we can Oasis Respite the card at the end. So still having to block with 2 cards. And now we've got another dominated arrow on the top here. So that's probably going to be the Red in the Ledger again. Plus the take aim. So that's probably going to be a nice thing to do. So we're going to use the Memorial Ground to get the thing back on top. Let's just make that clear now. Let's just do that now. Let's just make that clear. We're getting the Red in the Ledger back on top of the deck. And this is coming in for 3. So this is just going to hit us, I think, isn't it? Because we need to play the take aim. And then play the red, so we can block with 1 thing here. So giving it go again, of course. They know the red and the ledger's on top. But if I play the Oasis Respite out of Arsenal paying the 1, I have to then reload that, and I'm not going to have it. So I need all of the cards as they are right now. That's the issue we have at the moment. We do need the cards as they stand right now. So if we activate Azalea next turn, that needs to replace this. So then if we play the Oasis Respite, so we could potentially block with a Snatch. So we could block with a Snatch if needed. That's probably what we're going to do. We're probably going to block with a Snatch just to prevent some damage here. They're T-boning me again. Okay. So we will block the... no, it's only 1, isn't it? So I guess... Okay, that doesn't matter, I guess, now. The card selection goes out the window now. The Oasis really messes with the pistol. It's the source of damage. You get all the prevention. Yeah, that's true. That is true. This is a nasty... So we are going to block with the Snatch here for just to conserve a little bit of life. Take 1. And then we're just going to dominate the red and the ledger. Take aim, fire it off at 8 dominate. And that should be enough to interact with them enough to maybe get the win here. We'll see. They're using all of their cards in their hand. They're not choosing to save 1 to Arsenal. That's probably not going to be the way they win, is it, at this stage? So, I guess... They're going to fire again at me. Yep, okay, cool. So now we activate Azalea's ability. Take aim, give it +3, and then fire this off for 8 dominate. No D-reacts can be played from hand. They can only block with 1 card. So essentially this is 5 damage going through and only 1 action on their next turn. So I think that's pretty crippling. But I'm not going to count the chickens just yet. It could be an Oasis Respite or reinforce the line. We know we've seen that already. No. So they're going down to 1. They've got 1 action to play this turn. We can Remorseless for 6. We've got a Bolt and Shot as well, so we could actually do both. So if we block with this, we then reload the Bolt and Shot and fire that off. Yeah, but they could block that on hit though, couldn't they? So we're just going to go with a Remorseless play here, I think. So we're going to block with the Fatigue Shot. That's the only action they can do. Remorseless is great in this situation because if they do Arsenal Defense React, we can still get round it, which is nice. So we're going to activate Dreadbore, pitch the headshot, Remorseless, fire it off for 6. And if this hits in any capacity, when they play a card, they die. No, so they're not allowing that to happen. Arsenal one, Arsenal this. And then we've got a red and a ledger in the hand again here. It just depends how much damage they can do on their turn. They still got 2 floating, so they got a lot of blues. They can just pitch and keep attacking. For 3. So our next turn is going to be probably read the glide path to give this go again and then fire it at them. So I think we just try and block with a snatch, save some life, and see if they can get through me. So that's probably going to be the plan here. We just have to let them go for it, see what they can do. Because we're just going to read the glide path, which gives this go again. So this will become a 6 go again if it hits reload. But then we can use the leftover resources to put the red and the ledger into the arsenal and fire that off as well. So I think that's probably the best thing that we can do. So we're just going to have to take the damage and just hope that we survive this transaction. We will see. It's going right down to the wire here. Okay, so we're going to read the glide path. Seek and destroy on top. Do we just go for that? No. Bottom. So we're just going to fire this at them for 6 go again. So that's 2 cards at least, unless they de-react something. So 2 cards. So even if there's a 4 block in the arsenal, they have to block with their other card in hand as well. The thing about fatal damage, it's fatal, absolutely. They got no chance but to block it, right? So even if this card in the arsenal is a de-react, there's going to be 4 damage soaking up. So they still have to block another 2 from hand, and then they will have 1 card left over afterwards. It says the opponent is disconnected, but I don't believe it. How's the opponent disconnected? The opponent may have disconnected, people. The opponent may have disconnected. For good, this time. Can't lose if you quit. Exactly there, Super Mario Black Tiger. So, it looks like the opponent is disconnected permanently. Yes, we win. GG. Even though the opponent has left the game. GG. Well done. Your incompetence was captured on screen there, sir. Unfortunately, you didn't have the decency to say good game. You just decided to fuck off. Oh, brilliant. But yeah, we got there in the end. It's not really a matchup we play a lot of, to be honest. So I think we navigated it fairly well. As is so kind. Absolutely. Exactly. But yeah, GG, my friend. I hope you find success in your pistol dash list, even if you lose against Azalea. I wish you Godspeed, sir, madam, whatever you might be out there in the big wide world. But yeah, interesting. So we got obviously a loss against Rhinar. That went right down to the wire as well at the end. And then obviously we got a win against Pistol Dash, which is interesting. Considering I don't really navigate that matchup very often. But yeah. My only game on Talishar resulted in disconnect that I couldn't prevent, Andrew Mason saying. Exactly, that counts as a win, mate. So, well done. Well done. How is everybody doing today? I can see there's 14 viewers right now. Probably going to lose a few as a result of that comment, because I like to scare people away by shouting out how many numbers there are. But if you want to like this video, that would be fantastic. So if we can get that 14 viewer count up to 14 likes, that would be absolutely awesome if you could do that. But yeah. Hope you're having a fantastic night. We're going to be streaming for a bit today. The missus is away tonight, so we've got pretty much unlimited time. She's away for... I can see those likes going up now. Nice one. She's away for... She's going to an N-Dubs concert. So if people know what N-Dubs is, it's like a UK-based sort of... I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know what the genre is, but... Yeah, she's at a gig today in Cardiff. I should actually message her back. Bear with me a sec. We'll make sure she got there okay, at least. Oh, she did message me. Hi, got to Cardiff okay and having a great time. Lovely. One sec, people. Cool, nice. So she's enjoying it. Lovely. I can see all those... Wow, 10 likes on the video now. Fantastic. Lovely old job. Cool. Right then. So we're going to have time for some more. Raven. Wow, N-Dubs. So you know what N-Dubs is, Raven? You know what N-Dubs is, do you? Oh, also, is that Raven X Shadow? Is that Raven X Shadow in the chat? Please confirm. Raven X Hearthstone. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out, because there was someone in the last video, well, not the last video, but a couple of streams ago, that actually won an Azalea Cult membership card, and their name was Raven X Shadow. So if you're not Raven X Shadow, then I'm referring to somebody else. So never mind, because that person never reached out to me to claim their shipping for. Well, they didn't tell me what their shipping address was, so I couldn't ship them the card. So. That wasn't you, unfortunately. Oh, never mind then. That's a shame. But never mind. So we're going to play another game now, I think. Let's see what we get this time. So we got a loss against Rhinar, which is a bit of a high roll situation. They did some serious damage to me on the first game, unfortunately. Wasn't really getting back from that. And then we had a win against Pistol Dash. So that's good. I was just making a terrible joke because I cast Hearthstone. Oh, I see. Oh, you do the commentating for it, is that right? You do the commentating for Hearthstone. I've never tried it, to be honest. I've never tried Hearthstone. Playing against a Viserai here. Okay, interesting. So I think Nullrune 2 is enough against Viserai. So I think we just try and yeah, I think we just use Purchase to block. And just keep the full list as we always do. I just picked up Fab. Oh, okay, nice. How did you hear about it? How did you hear about Fab? Is it Professor? Is it Brian from Stereo Community College? Thanks, you too. It's been a while since I played against Azalea in CC. Oh, okay. Okay. New Zealand. Okay, nice. So the player I'm playing against is from New Zealand right now, playing Viserai. So saw they were getting into it, then caught some of the worlds and thought I'd give it a try. Nice, fair play. Tan and Grace Doa also got a couple of his hold HS friends who play. Oh, okay, nice, fair enough. It's a great game. It's a fantastic game. The game mechanics are absolutely awesome. And the community surrounding it, content creators and all the people that are sort of hyping the game and elevating the game are just all great people, generally speaking. So yeah, welcome. And thanks for tuning in today. I hope you learned something against the about the most hardest hero in the game to play. Maybe even Bolton's probably the hardest one now, but yeah. Don't think Flake casts Hearthstones. He does do Gwents. Yeah, that's true. Flake's an absolute legend, as we all know. Right then, so we can... Oh, they just passed. They've just... Arsenal passed. Okay. So they're just leaving it all to us then. So we should just probably just maybe red and ledger for 8. Or 9. We can't... Okay, they've probably got a D-react to their Arsenal now, that's the thing. So maybe we just bolt and shot. Let's just go pure pressure. Oh no, we probably need the arcane barrier. Ah, sod it, we've done it now. Let's just go for it. 5 go again. Absolute making a mistake early on, cracking the bullseye braces for the arcane. Reload red and ledger. Nimblism. Yes, they're blocking the red and ledger, aren't they? Absolutely. Runeblade has such a big fridge, doesn't it? It's going to de-react out of the arsenal now, I expect. Undoing their blocks. Okay. So they're blocking with a Go Again enabler. So they probably are going to be taking damage here, by the looks of it. Yeah, blocking for 9. Okay, chucking the Crown of Providence and the Grasp of the Armor under the bus straight away. Okay, fully blocked. Fair enough. But now we can only block Arcane Barrier 3, right? Oh, this is a poor hand. Poor hand with regards to blocking potential. So 4 Go Again, which is going to be a Rosetta after this. So it's going to be a 2 and 2 after this. And what are we doing next turn? We can shoot her up. So I think we just take the damage here. I think we just knock for another red in the ledger, fire that off with 2 rain razors over the top. I think we just take damage. I think we just take 8 damage here. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's take 8 damage. Well, it's going to be more than that because he got 4 rune chants in play. Can we do anything else? We could. Nah, sod it. It's just going to be a straight race, isn't it? Let's be honest. No. 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 And coming in for 2 and 2. So I guess we're going to take 4, go down to 28. Yeah, fine. We still do have to spend a resource to get that into to play, though. That's the thing. So I guess we just use the headshot, give this dominate, fire this, simulating 1. So that's probably going to be our rain razors. But it has got dominate, so we can do 7 damage dominate with the rain razors, of course. They are going to take this hit, so I'm just going to get this out of my hand. I'm just going to force it over as well with this. So on hit effect triggers, so they can only play 1 action next turn. Read the runes, that's fair enough. So this is quite a strong turn now, this one, because we can do a massive bolt and shot followed by a snatch by pitching the tunic trigger, which is very good. I'm going to reload this. Take aim. See what's on top as well with the opt. See if it's a big arrow. Bolt and shot. Yellow. We could give that dominate, so we'll leave that on top. We'll give that dominate. So we're coming in for quite a lot of damage. 10 dominate. Go again. Absolute Starvo situations here. And then we can follow this up with a snatch as well, which forces more damage plus card advantage. We'll card equilibrium after this. But I guess there probably will force cards here. But it is dominated, so probably not. Maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? Frank Burtwessel, it's been a long time since I've seen you in here. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're still doing all your music and stuff, mate. Blocking with the tunic. No, they're undoing their blocks. Okay, so we're going to try that again. Coming in with 10 dominate, please. 10 dominate. What are you going to do? Using a tunic to Oasis some damage away. Not gaining any life from that, though. So we're going to take 6 damage. And then we're going to snatch them as well for 4. Still twanging away. Nice. They're going to de-react this? No. Okay, we're going to... Okay, pass. End turn. Put this into our arsenal. Okay, so we've got quite a we've got a defensive hand here only because we don't have any follow-up attacks, which is a bit of an issue. There's going to be a lot of separate rune chants coming off at us. So that's going to be a bit of an issue, unfortunately. Looming Doom. Oh, wow. Okay, so they're just going to ping us for 2 each turn now. That is interesting. Okay, interesting. Got a Looming Doom thing going on here. So that represents 12 damage on board over the course of quite a long turn. But we do have a Red in the Ledger now, which is going to be absolutely vile. So 11 dominate Red in the Ledger. Oh my god, Red in the Ledger is so bad. So strong. But the Looming Doom is going to tick our life away quite a lot here. So Red in the Ledger can only play 1 action next turn. Lovely old job. Viserai playing Read the Runes. Getting more Looming Doom. More counters. We're just going to take that, I guess. So we can Battering Bolt for 7. Battering Bolt for 7, which is 50% of their life total right now. If I don't blow it up, Andrew, you're saying. Yeah, I don't think I have any aura removal in this deck. But yeah, 7 Battering Bolt, still threatening half their life here. Plus a multitude of on-hit effects. They have to reveal their hand and discard all of their reactions. Not sure if they have any reactions in here, really, but still. Blocking with all of their cards. Okay, so we have a... So I think we can actually use the lunging press here to prevent the damage. Oh, I can't. Well, we can only prevent 1 damage because obviously we've got 1 piece of arcane barrier, which is a bit of an issue. We've got 2 floating now though, so we can use Dreadbore to float to fire in the sleep dart. Oh, was that on the end of their turn? Oh shit! Oh, I fucked that up, didn't I? Looks like a bug. So yeah, I'll just take damage there. I think I was going to take damage anyway, to be honest. But let's they'll play a Ravenous Rabble. So what we're going to be revealing here. A Enlightened Strike on top. Okay. So Enlightened Strike could potentially come in for 7 if I get something in there. So if I use the Tunic to load a Fatigue shot in and then use Azalea's ability to put the Enlightened Strike in there, we can then tuck the Sleep Dart and come in with a 7 Enlightened Strike, potentially 8 with the Lunging Press. Is that right? There's only one way to find out. We're going to use a Tunic trigger. I'm going to put the Sleep Dart into the arsenal with Dreadbore. I think this is correct. Yeah, I think it is. Probably makes more sense to... Nah, let's just go for it. Let's go in with the buff power. So coming in for 7, but it will be 8 with the Lunging Press. Unmovable red. Okay. There we go. Fully blocked. We will take one from that, though. But obviously that was allowed to be played from hand because it's not an arrow card. We have a defensive hand here by the looks of it. Well, they've ended their turn straight away. Okay. Do I want to prevent the arcane damage? Probably not. So this Looming Doom's going to kill me very, very slowly. So I guess we just CNC them here. CNC, no D-Reacts can be played. Get rid of their Arsenal card, hopefully. And then Arsenal our own D-React as well. Blocking with 2 cards. So quite a defensive hand again here. We can sink below a card. Probably will sink the Find Owls. Oh no, they're ending their turn. Okay. Prevent 2. No. Right, so let's opt with the cross wrap, first of all. That can go to the bottom. We're then going to, potentially, we brick with... If we use this now, we can see what's on top and then still activate Azalea blindly if we need to do that. So we can still go 2 cards deep, but it's not as efficient. So let's have a look, see what's on top here. It's a snatch. I think we just activate Azalea blindly and see what happens, unfortunately. Endless Arrow, thank God. Thank the Lord. So at least we can at least fire this for 7, dominate. Oh. Looming Doom is becoming a bit of a threat now, though, isn't it? It's looming over us. Do you react from Arsenal? No. Okay, so the on hit goes through. We're going to Arsenal the take cover. 2 Fighting Spirits in hand here, so we can block with these and gain life. But the Find Owls themselves are going to come in for 6 as well, so we're probably going to have to throw these at them as well. We will probably use a take cover, but probably will not reload. Because we're going to have a Tunic next turn, which allows us to put a bolt and shot into the air with Go Again, and then we can follow up with a Find Owls, potentially. So that could be pretty good. Okay, they are going to be attacking us here with a physical attack, but we do have a take cover, luckily, there to soak up some of that, at least. We are going to take 2 at the end of this because of the Shrill of Skullform is going to be coming in with a lot of arcane damage as well. So we probably... There's nothing we can really do against the Rune Chants. Coming in for 7 with Go Again, which is going to be a Rosetta after this. So that's another 4 damage. So I guess we block with... So our next turn is going to be a... so this is going to be... So we take cover. That blocks. So we take another 3. So we go to 9 and then take 4. Reload a card? No. And then we take 3. We can block out the Rosetta with the Perch Grapplers. Oh, they didn't have any resources left to do the Perch Grapplers, to do the Rosetta. Okay. Okay. Right. So yeah, we use a Tunic to activate Dreadbore, put the Bolt and Shot in there with +1 and Go Again. So we fire this out for 5, and then we follow up with a Find Owls Fighting Spirit and gain life, threatening 11 damage and putting us on the same life if they block everything here. But Looming Doom is the issue here. It's going to just keep attacking, keep hitting us. They can't play in D-reacts from hand because obviously it's arrows. So that might be the ticket just to go with the endless arrow. If they allow us to reload, it might be worth just going in with endless arrow. Because then we're going to have more cards if they let that hit as well. Well, we're still going to have more cards anyway. And it still threatens lethal, so I think we just do that. Do we do that? They can block with their stuff though, can't they? So I think we're not going to reload. Oh, it's a tough decision. But yeah, we're gonna do the original plan. Find ours for 6. So this means they're probably going to block with... Yeah, okay. Because they can just swing their sword and all the rune chants blow up. Rosetta. And then Looming Doom will hit us at the very end here. No, it won't, because all the things have been blown up. All the rune chants have been blown up. Yeah, okay. All the rune chants have been blown up, so it's fine. Okay. Okay. No, it's still going to hit us for 2. Why? Okay, because the Doom counters. Right, okay, so we'll prevent 1 then, I guess. Pitch the fatigue shot. So we're on 1 life. Fatigue shot was going to be our attack, though, wasn't it? So we can only... yeah. Yeah, because the overflex will reload something in. So we're probably going to die, unfortunately. Fatigue shot was the attack we was probably going to use. We probably would have had to block with it anyway. Yeah, I think we probably would have had to block with it anyway. So we're just going to use overflex. Pitch the Seek and Destroy. Reload this in. Activate the cross wrap. Take covers on top. We'll leave that on top. And then we're just going to fire this at them for 7. But... Patrick, welcome to the chat. Hope you're well. Probably going to be a defense react from Arsenal. Yeah, unmovable. Cool. That's a GG then. That is a GG. Looming Doom did a lot of work there. So we've got no AB left. That is a GG situation. So not our Arcanics. Nothing I can do about the arcane damage. Well, I can prevent the arcane damage, I guess, can't I? Yeah. Probably still dead, though. They can just Rosetta us, can't they? Yeah. Take it. There we go. So unfortunately, couldn't get the win against Viscerai there. Unfortunately, Looming Doom did a lot of value there. Got a lot of value out of Looming Doom, and cracking the bullseye braces very early on was not the best idea. But regardless, we got very, very close towards the end there. But yeah, sneaking through the 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 on the Looming Doom was what got me within killing reach there at the end. So. Do you want to play against a weird Dromai? Yeah, why not? Why not? Dromire's a tough one for us, but yeah, we'll go for it. I'm just going to create the game and send you a link to the game, because you are in the Discord, so I can send it to you now. Let's go, Patrick. I've sent you the request. I'm probably going to be using Snapdragons in this matchup, I think. Just waiting for Patrick to come into the chat, into the game. Just checking Discord messages in the meantime. Where is the invite? I've just sent you it on Discord, Patrick. I've private messaged you. So whenever you're ready, just pop in. If you're a patron as well, Patrick, so if you log in with your Patreon, you'll be able to use GoAgainGaming sleeves, or even the Dromai sleeves. There are Dromai sleeves available for if you're a patron, you can get a Dromai sleeves, which would be great to see you showcase if you can. If you want to log in with your Patreon, then do that. You're turning off the stream. Okay, fair enough. That's fine. Makes sense, because obviously you don't want to see what's going on. Yes, I'll do it. Okay, log in with the Patreon. Because if you're this is a good moment for me to shield the Patreon. If you're a patron at any level, doesn't matter what level you're at, you get access to Talishar sleeves, which you would have seen during this stream. I'm using the GoAgainGaming ones. And then Patrick, hopefully, will now be able to use the Dromai ones. Because there are Dromai sleeves out there. Because, believe it or not, I've had a lot of art and a lot of cool characters commissioned over the last year or so. And have you seen the 1K celebration map? That looks cool as well, doesn't it? The 1K celebration map. Sideboarding. So, yeah, he's sideboarding at the moment. That's fine. So, what doesn't really work against Remorseless? No, not Remorseless. Fatigue Shot doesn't really do anything. But I guess it's there to block, so we're just going to keep that in there. Okay, that's pretty much it. Snapdragon's going to be used here to go a bit wider against Dragon. So, we'll go first. I'll change the camera as well, sorry. There we go. So start. Let's go, Patrick. I know you can't hear this right now, but you'll probably watch this back, I expect. Okay. What have we got here? We have got a Bolton Shot followed by a Red Ledger, potentially. So yeah, let's do that. Dreadbore. Pitch this. Load this. Fire this. 3 go again. Oh, he's using the Azalea Cult sleeves. Look at those. He's using the Azalea Cult sleeves. What a guy. Thank you very much, Patrick, for representing the Azalea Cult streams on the other end of the on the other end of the show today. Look at that. Doesn't she look beautiful? Lovely old job. And then we've got obviously the GoAgainGaming sleeves as well. You can't really see those. Can you see those? No, you can't see the GoAgainGaming sleeves. But thank you, Patrick, for repping those. Just blocking with a sweeping blow. Okay, so he's not going to let me reload here, unfortunately. But that's fine. That's cool. Pass. We'll just put the Red Ledger in the arsenal. Speaking of art for sleeves, I wanted to take a stab at my own, Pitch Stack is saying. Yeah, do it. Coming in with Spears of Surreality. So this is a 5 go again Phantasm, but I can't obviously do anything about the Phantasm, unfortunately. So we probably just will take the 5 here, I think. So So next turn we have this. No, let's take it 5 and see what happens afterwards. So it's got go again. So what they're going to do now? 1 floating. They got an iris. They're playing with an iris. Very interesting. So they now have Spectra. Okay. What do you want to be doing against this? I just don't have a clue what the play is here, to be honest. This is strange. Let's opt first of all. Fatigue shot. Could give that dominate. Could work against Spectra things. Well, not spectral things, or phantasm things that have high attack, maybe. Getting a dominated attack through. Let's just do that for now. Red and Leisure doesn't seem to be a good shout. So let's just fire this off with a dominate, pitching the thing that doesn't block. And we'll shoot Dramai with it. Look at those sleeves. Lovely old job. Right, so they're going to take damage. Do you react from Arsenal? Okay, right. Fine. That's that. We're going to reload. We'll reload this, I think. Okay, so quite a defensive hand. Going to have a tunic trigger next turn, which will pay for the overflex, which will reload the bolt of the fatigue shot in. So we could come at them quite hard next turn. They got a fatigue shot as well, which means their next attack is halved, rounded up. So again, that's taking away a bit of value from the obviously the high value illusionist attacks as well. The silence before the storm. On to the third beer of the night now. I've got 2 left down there, so we'll see what happens. So this is going to be a 3 attack, is it? 3? Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to pass. We'll let that hit us, I think. And then see what they got with the follow-up. Pierce Reality. Okay, interesting. So they're just building up a load of Spectras here by the looks of it. So it's not good for us. So we can get any arrow dominated and fired. So let's go get a... What do we get? Let's play it anyway and see what we can get here. Remorseless. Let's get round D reacts. And every action they play costs them a life. Maybe we just go for that. Sleep Dart turns off the Ash, but I don't know even know what that's doing. Let's just go for Remorseless. We're going to reload the Oasis. Activate Azalea. Give it Dominate, and then we're going to play Overflex, pitching the the fatigue shot. Give it +4 until end of turn, and then we're going to activate the Tunic and then fire this at Dramai for 9. Well, every action costs them a life next turn. That's probably just going to be 1 action there by the looks of it. We do have a sync to put into our arsenal at the end of this turn, at least. No D-Reacts can be played from arsenal or hand because of the Dreadbore Remorseless interaction here, of course. So it makes it a bit harder for them to decide what to do with the block situation. So 1 card from hand, taking 7. Taking 7. Add this to Arsenal. Okay, so we do have a Phantasm Popper in hand here with a Fine Dows, which is nice. So that could screw up their thing, but they do have a Passing Mirage, so they are going to lose Phantasm on the first thing they do, which is a bit of a shame. We do have a 4 life advantage now, though, so we could probably take another hit. Another Pierce Reality. Oh, he's using Iris. He's using Iris to attack with the Pierce Reality. I see. Right, okay, pass. And then we're going to sink below that. What should we sink? Should we sink the Fine Owls? Yeah, okay. Doesn't have go again, does it? Or does it? Yeah, it does. Okay. Whoopsie, you probably shouldn't have sunk the Fine Owls. I don't know why I did that, but never mind. Coming in with a passing Mirage now. So this is 4 go again. So we'll just take that damage. So still life equilibrium here. Okay, so it's our turn. We can get a dominated arrow. Reload the Remorseless there, but that won't allow us to get a buff here. So I think we're just going to buff the Red and the Ledger and fire it off. Maybe even the Remorseless. Now, let's just do the Remorseless. It forces more damage. So let's activate Dreadbore, pitch, knock, get the Remorseless in there. Then we will see what's on top of the Read the Glide Path. It's a Seek and Destroy. We get that to the bottom, and then we'll just fire this at them for 9 at Dremel again. So again, no D-Reacts can be played because of the putting it in face up into the arsenal. So whatever they've got in their arsenal there is not going to matter. That's definitely a D-React in there. It's got to be. So yeah, coming in for 9 again here, which is quite nice. We are going to have to deal with that passing Mirage soon, though, I think. But thank you very much, Patrick. Again, shout out to you, sir, or AZALEA in the Discord for becoming a patron of the channel, and obviously that's why you can see he's got these awesome Azalea sleeves going on here. So I said they're going to take 9. They're going to take 9, okay, and then we're going to Arsenal the Red and the Ledger. Okay, so next turn looks quite nice. Can go quite wide as well. So I think we just mop up. Spectre is going to ruin our turn, though, isn't it? That's the problem. It's not like allies where you can still attack them and still have go again. Your turn just ends when you attack these things, which is rubbish. No poppers in hand either. Phantasmify is going to be +5 and. Well, it's going to be +7 because of the Pierce Reality, so we're just going to have to block a lot on this turn, I think. Wow, okay, this is going to be a big boy. 14 damage? 15 damage? Something? It's going to get +5 from that and +2 from that, so this is going to be, wow, this is going to be a lot of damage. 16 damage, maybe. $15 damage. Not bad. Not bad at all. So we're just going to have to chuck everything under the bus here. So we're going to have to block for 11. Take 4. See what's on top. C and C. We can't use that. But we can keep it on top to pop a Phantasm next turn. So we are going to leave that there, and we're just going to pass, unfortunately. And now they know we've got a Red and Ledger. We've got C and C in hand, which can be used to pop something. But obviously we have to remember that the first attack will lose Phantasm as a result of the passing Mirage, which is the issue that we're going to have. So we are going to take some damage here. We could crack back, hopefully, with a E-Strike with 7 power next turn, but that's probably going to be de-reacted. But yeah, Prism's a hard one. Not Prism. May as well be, but yeah, Illusionist is just a difficult one for us because obviously we have to either attack allies, we have to waste our turn on Spectres. It's just a hard thing to really deal with. And obviously, even if we could go a little bit wider, which we can in this matchup. We can Snapdragons, we can Enlightened Strike, we can Bolt and Shot. We're still wasting attacks on Spectres in this matchup. It's even worse. We can't even attack or go wide against the Dragons because we just lose our entire turn, basically. So when this is destroyed, create an Ash token. We are going to have a Tunic next turn, so I guess we can just try and block this out. So we will block this out for 8. And then we can pop the next thing that comes at us, and then we can still redden the ledger for 5 next turn after we've... well, we can't opt, because obviously it's already face up, so that's fair enough, I guess. But we can pop the next thing that comes at us if they choose. So what's this? Is Illusionist... Okay, we'll pop that then. Oh, we can't. We can't. Oh, okay. Because that other thing was a... The other thing was a non-illusionist? I don't understand. Why can't I not pop that then? Oh, okay, I did destroy it. Phantasm. Okay. Right, now coming in for 4. Well, we're going to have to take that, I think. Go down to 20. And then we just activate the Tunic and fire the Red and the Ledger at them. Red and Ledger for 5. Interesting match here. Never seen anything like this at all. They're going to try and block with 2 cards, I expect, or at least a piece of equipment to maybe stop it. Yeah, Skullcap being used here. That's fine, I guess. And then the turn here is not great. Rain Razors is not going to do anything. It can pay for the... Oh, we can dominate an arrow, though. That's the thing. We can use the Memorial Ground to get back Remorseless, potentially, and get a Rain Razors over the top. Over the top of that. Okay. So coming in for 4. We can take this and still go to 1 less life than them. Does have go again, so we'll see what happens. They can still pitch a blue to the Iris and then come in with a Pierce Reality as well. Oh, they've got to come in with Phantasmal Haze. Okay. For 8. Because of the Pierce Reality. That's crazy. Okay. We just don't have a very good defensive hand here at all, do we? That's the problem. So if we take 8, that's 50% of our life. They have now changed their sleeves to the Dromai sleeves as well. Nice. 8 damage. So that's 50% of our life. There's not much we can really do about it. We're going to take damage anyway, aren't we? So let's just pass. I think. I'm not going to block. Go to 8. Illusionist is just a tough one, unfortunately. Need to kill some of these things, but it's just a waste of a turn if I do. It's probably too late to do that as well. Sorry, I forgot about the sleeves. He's changed the sleeves now to the Dromai ones. Nice. And he's going to get some beer from the kitchen. Lovely old job. And if you're watching this as well, now or in the future, we are doing a stream tomorrow night as well, which is going to be a Patreon pit fight. So that's going to be me, it's going to be Dave, it's going to be Rob, and it's going to be Andrew. So I'm playing Azalea, of course. Rob is playing Genus, Andrew is playing Dromai, and Dave is playing KO. So we're going to have it's going to be a patron pit fight tomorrow as well. And if you are a patron of the channel at any level, you get access to be involved with one of those when we do stream them. So go and check that out. Even on the lowest levels, you can get access to that, as well as all the sleeves here. You get a custom card from me. You get loads of things, loads of stuff. Go and check it out if you want to help support the channel. Like this gentleman is doing on the game right now. He's a patron. That's why he's got the cool sleeves on Talishar.net, which he has now changed to the Dromai ones. So I can choose to claim victory here, but I'm not going to do that. Waiting for the other player to choose a reaction. Opponent is inactive. You can choose to claim victory if they just leave you there. That's a nice feature that Talishar have added, just in case people are trying to waste your time. But luckily, Patrick is not trying to waste our time here. So we're going to take 8. Pass. Fine. So we're going to memorial ground something onto the top, but then we can't get it in there. That's the problem. We can't get it in there because we don't have... That's a shame. We can't get it in there because we've got no arrows. We can get an enlightened strike on top, can't we? But we still can't play it off the top. Damn, I've completely forgot about that. We have nothing. We have no arrows, so we can't even use Dreadball to get an arrow in there. That's a blunder. So all we can really do is just snatch them. That's all we can do. We can snatch one of their things, I guess. Let's just snatch their passing mirage. And then we're going to memorial ground, and then we're going to rain razors to get this out of our hand. Just get it out of there. We're going to choose a card from your discard. Let's choose Remorseless. Get that back on top. The Spectra is now gone. We probably could have chosen CNC to get our poppers back, but never mind. While waiting, do you like that bow more than a new bow for Dynasty, Sandscour, or whatever it's called? Absolutely, Patrick. Absolutely, I love Dreadball more than Sandscour. Even though I got to spoil Sandscour Great Bow, I still think that Dreadball is, or the other bows at least. Dreadball is my favourite personally, but I still think the other bows are potentially better. But we're going to go into a massive discussion about that on the next episode of the Azalea Cult, so stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of community thoughts on it. We're going to have a lot of discussion around whether the aim counters is a good thing. But saying that, the aim counters are in that spot at the moment, but James White, when I spoke to him, said that it's going to be design space that Ranger looks into and leans into more in the future, so we will see. Yeah, exactly that. Playtime TCG. Sandscour will get better with time. It's going to be a vital aspect of Range design space going forward. I could potentially even show you the video on this stream of James saying that to me, because I don't think that is on the internet at the moment, so we'll see. Coming in with the Spears. For 5, go again. Okay, we'll pass. We'll use Oasis here, I think. Pitching the Bolt and Shot. So we're going to gain a life and then take 1. So we're just going to go back down to 8. Nice to see he's using the Dromai sleeves now. Look at those. Look at those fantastic Dromai sleeves. Lovely old job. Nice one. And now he can still come in with a Pierce Reality or Veiled Intentions. Right, okay. Well then. 11. Jesus. It's lethal, so we're just going to have to block it, aren't we? 3, 3, 2, 1, and 1. Nothing we can do about it. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things. Prism or Dromai, Illusionist. Obviously, this Dromai is using a lot of Prism's cards. It just goes to show how powerful Prism's cards are. Especially when you're trying to fight against Prism as a Ranger, as Azalea. It's just too difficult, unfortunately. It's too much value that they get out of you having to attack their stuff that gives them so much value over time. And I don't have many poppers in the deck either, so I can't pop any of their Phantasm stuff, even though it doesn't have it anymore. So yeah, stuff definitely a tough one. I'm a really new player. Chose Azalea based on the art and trying to make her work. My daughters chose Fire and Drum Eye, so I'm like 0-20. Yeah, that's it, Patrick. That's just one of those things. Unfortunately, Azalea is in that spot at the moment, but that is not the reason why we play Azalea. We play Azalea because we love the hero, we love the character, we love the art, we love the background, the story, the lore, what she represents as a character. She represents the struggle of life and the fact that you have to fight to survive, and you can lose over and over and over and over again, but you still need that mindset to carry on. That is the reason why we play Azalea, and we're not influenced by others. We want to play the game our way, and if we just keep losing, it doesn't matter as long as we're enjoying what we do. And when we do get those wins, when we do get those victories as Azalea players, we feel fucking awesome about it. So yeah, I just don't like meta decks. I don't like decks that are obviously good, you know? So I'm not going to sink this. I'm not going to sink any cards here. Yep, TCG pointing out the absolute obvious here. Azalea can be good against Fi or aggro in general, because you can just do some horrible on hits and stuff you know, they don't want to block, so you can obviously get some great value there. We all know that. But yeah, Dromai again is just not one of those ones you want to see, really. Any illusionist is just anything where you have to split your attacks up towards face and ally or Spectra is just not a good space to be in. Unfortunately, it's just, that's the problem when it's a 1v1 combat situation, when you start putting these other factors in that are incrementing pieces of value that encourage your opponent not to attack your face. It's just too difficult to deal with. It's just too hard to balance. They have balanced it a lot better with dragons, but still, Azalea just doesn't want to be attacking dragons. She wants to be attacking face. Coming in for 10 here, this is just yeah, it's just unfortunate. We're just going to die now, unfortunately. We're just going to die. Blocking with all our hand and still taking 3. Nothing we can do about this, unfortunately. Nothing we can do. I appreciate you're a patron, Patrick, but this is just not fair. But then again, you're a patron of the channel, so you can do whatever you want to me. You can do whatever you so desire. But yeah, this is pretty much game here. We do have a popper in hand, but let's just going to see how far this goes. I'm a master of the obvious, obviously. Absolutely, playtime TCG. That's what it's all about. Yeah. But again, as I said earlier, we don't play Azalea to win. That's not why we play Azalea. We don't care about the optimal lines of play, obviously, because we're playing Azalea. So what's this doing? This is coming in with a illusionist, and it's +5, 8 dominate. We can pop this. Phantasm, gain a life. Miraging Metamorph, we can pop this as well. So luckily the popper's coming in handy here, but we're not going to be able to do anything else, unfortunately. So I have to go attack Dromai here for 6, but probably just not. It's probably just not going to hit, is it? Unfortunately, it's not going to hit. I've missed some chat here. No, I haven't. I'm guessing when we get to the Metrics pits, we'll see a huge Ranger, Assassin, and Mech support. Yeah, I think so. I think that's going to be the. I think that's going to be a general consensus. I think we'll see probably a new Ranger. I hope that we don't get another Azalea. I hope we get something different. I hope that the Azalea fans can remain loyal to how she was originally intended to play, right? If we get a Starvo Azalea, if we get a talented Azalea, I think it's just unfortunately this Azalea is going to be left in the dirt. I know eventually it's going to happen, but that's why I hope it doesn't happen. But we'll see. So they're only going to be playing one action next turn. We have another popper in hand here, luckily. So what's this? Is this an illusion? It does have Phantasm, so we can still pop this with a battering bolt. Trigger the Phantasm. So we are getting some stuff. We are getting some good stuff here, but unfortunately, it's just not going to. It's not going to last. Unfortunately, this isn't going to last. Activate Dreadbore. Pitch the Sleep Dart. Put the Remorseless in. And fire that off with 6 again at the Drumeye's face. Do the new braces help pop those dragons? To a certain degree, they do 1 damage, so they could kill Ashwings, but I don't think they can really kill anything else, unfortunately. Azalea, Scourge of the Pit. It does sound sick, let's be honest. It does sound awesome, but I don't know whether that is the best thing. I don't think Azalea needs fixing by just creating a new hero. I don't think that's how it should be done, but who knows? Who knows what they'll do? Remorseless is now active, so every action card they play, they'll lose a life. But we don't have too much of a defensive hand here. We can block 10 in total. Yeah, the 2 Pierce realities are giving +4 every turn to illusionist attacks. That is vile. They're coming in for like 12 each time. So this is 4 coming in here. We can block for 3. Take 1. Has go again because of Iris. They're attacking again, so this is also going to have go again because of Iris. Still 1 floating after this as well. It's lethal, so we have to block it, unfortunately. Not really much we can do here, so we're just going to have to block all of it for 5 and then see what happens after this. But it's just a bit of a rough spot now, unfortunately. We've got 1 action point left. Ending their turn. So, not really much we can do here. We can just put this into our arsenal and hope to draw another popper to maybe get back into it a little bit. No. No popper for us. No popper for us, unfortunately. But regardless, look at those sleeves. Look at those sleeves. Here we go. Transmogrifier is going to come in. Next illusionist, next attack action card has 7 base power and gains Phantasm. So this isn't going to have go again, though, is it? Unless they play something else, which is just going to buff it up even further. It just says the next attack action card you play against gains base. Oh, so this is going to be 11 go again. Holy shit. That's crazy. Defiance to the very end. Defiance to the very end. We've got no cards in hand now. They're just going to kill us now. 4 damage. Easy to get with 1 floating and using illusionist cards. Easy to get 4 damage. Yeah. There we go. GG. GG. Going back to the stream. Nice. Cool. Yep, so unfortunately that was always a given. We were always going to die against a illusionist, especially if they were using prism cards. Spectre is just one of those things we just cannot win against. We cannot win against them. We can get close against Dromai, but yeah, Spectre, just one of those things, unfortunately. I'm just going to check the Discord chat very briefly, because there's a couple of notifications I'm getting there. Patrick, cheers for the game. It was a bit mean. You were very, very mean to me there, but luckily I got back into it with popping some good stuff. But yeah, having to target the Spectres is the killer there. At least against Dromai, you can target the dragons and still get the on hits. You can still get the go agains. You're not losing your entire turn. So yeah, and thanks for repping the GoAgainGaming sleeves as well, which you can get on Talishar.net if you're a patron. So thank you very much for that. Let me just check these Discord messages very, very quickly. Cool, nothing interesting. Okay, let's go again then. Let's go again, shall we? We're streaming quite late today, as I said, because the girlfriend's not in, so we can pretty much stay up for as long as we need. We're probably going to wait until this Synthwave playlist runs out. We've got half an hour left on the Synthwave playlist, so we'll wait until that that's played and see what happens from there. Patrick was getting vengeance for Bill. Yeah, that was an absolutely disgusting UPF turn I had against Bill there. I had to take him out because I couldn't pop his stuff. You know, that's the issue. That's the issue. There I had to kill Bill because obviously he had a better deck against me, so I had to kill him. There was no way I could pop his stuff, so I had to kill him. Unfortunately, he was out of the game for quite a while though. Surprisingly, I didn't realise he was going to be out for that long. Snapdragons in that particular list did absolutely nothing in that game. But again, I was looking at Dromai thinking, oh, okay, yeah, maybe we can go a little bit wide and kill some dragons. But no, you played Spectres instead, so that was completely useless boots in that particular matchup there. I just spent my month's salary for furniture's new rented apartment. Okay, nice. Hopefully it's looking swish for you. And I had to make my day better. Oh, okay, fair enough, yeah. Sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to kick someone's ass on Talishar with a strange Dromai list, even if it is an Azalea player. Yeah, sometimes you have to beat up on Azaleas, right? But that's what I like. We love the beating. We love it. We still play no matter what. We still play Azalea no matter what. Okay, so let's grab this and then do another one. Kill Bill Volume 1 or 2. Yeah, absolutely. It was Kill Bill Volume 3 in that game. Jeez. Just waiting for another matchup to appear. I'm waiting for another Dex to try my aggro Azalea on you. I'm waiting for another Dex to try my aggro Azalea on you. What do you mean by that? Cool. Nice. Another heroes. You're waiting for another hero to face me, or the chat's not making it clear. Sorry. Any new arrows from Dynasty that are on your list? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, Patrick. So all of these arrows are old ones. So all of this deck is very old. It's got all old cards in it, basically. I think he says he wants to try a different hero against his Azalea. I think Patrick says doesn't want to run another mirror. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we do get that. We do get that quite a lot sometimes when the stream is on. Obviously, a lot of people watch GoAgainGaming for the Azalea cult and Azalea love and passion. So sometimes we do get Azalea mirrors appear quite a lot on the streams because people want to play. This is fair enough. Let's take the null runes out. Oh, this game is on private. I just remembered. So let me just go back. It's on private. So it needs to go public. Talking about mirrors, another Patrick showed here. By the way, sorry for my English. I don't have possibility to use it often. Oh, playing Rhinar again. Fuck me. Here we go. Rhinar again. Do we even bother with defense reactions? Snapdragons, do we use those instead? To go wide? Try and force some damage and some on hits? Let's just go for it. Six. Okay, we'll block with a double D react. I'll put the bolt and shot at the bottom of the deck. Sleep Dart coming in there. Okay, do we want to... Yeah, we'll take cover, because that allows us to play with a 5-card hand then, because we can reload a card. So I do love having take covers in the starting hands. It allows you to draw up to a 5-card hand like we are doing here, which is going to be quite vile, I might add. If we get an arrow on top here, which is going to be quite nice, hopefully. No. So bottom that. But still, this is pretty vile. Seek and Destroy. Take aim. Sleep Dart. So this is going to be 13 damage if I Rain Raises it. Plus, if it hits, they have to discard their hand and arsenal at the end. Pretty nice. And it turns off their Intimidate on the defensive turn. As Cam only face right now. There we go. Cheers, Andrew. Cheers for pointing that out, moderator. Okay, we're going to Rain Raises that then for 13 damage. They are now sinking below from Arsenal. So taking 9 damage. Coming in with a Wild Ride for 6. Go again. 1 floating after this. They are using the Scab Skins. They are going to have to discard their hand as well as their heart. They are going to have to use that. So I think we can just sink below this. We'll sink the blue Bolt and Shot. Drawing a Fyendal's Fighting Spirit. Taking 2. Coming in with a Mandible Claw for 3. We can just block with a 3 Go again. Have they got a 0 cost? They're probably just going to Arsenal that last card. They can't because they're going to... It's going to have to be discarded. Another Mandible Claw. Okay. So we are going to block with a... I'm not going to block. Sod it. Blocking is for cowards, eh? Four Go again. If it hits reload, not much damage coming through here, unfortunately. They're probably just going to take this. This synthwave on the background is brilliant. Yeah, glad you enjoy it. I do like it as well. It's awesome. So this is going to hit. What if I want to sink above? Yeah, exactly. Reload this. Opt. Remorseless on top. It's a shame we can't use it. So we are going to bottom that for now. And then we're just going to fire this at them for 3. They've probably got a Blood Rush Bellows in hand, which is why they're taking all the damage. They probably just think, yeah, fuck this. We're just going to take the damage here. Rise Above. Yeah, it's a good card, actually. Never used it, but it's a cool card. Almost had an Azalea Mirror and then they left. Oh, that's a shame. Never mind. Just imagine that when we have to actually prepare against the Azalea Mirror in actual meta. I know none of us really care about... Well, I don't, but... So the person is asking me I should be able to D-react, so I'm just like, no, Dreadball prevents D-reacts from hand at all times. So you can't D-react at all, unfortunately. Savage Feast for 6. Quarter in the jar. What does that mean? Why not Remorseless with Dominate? You had Resource. Did I? So they're rolling 4 on Scab Skins, getting 2 action points. So coming in with a Savage Feast, so they have to discard and draw. So I get an Intimidate trigger on that. Lovely. Nice. Coming in for 6. There's no go again on this though. But they've got an action point, haven't they? Because they rolled Scab Skins for 6. We just take it, I think. We're on higher life. Put a quarter in the jar. Someone asked about D-reacts when you're playing Dreadball. Ah, I see. The Dreadball jar. It's a good idea, actually. Maybe I should incorporate that into the graphics. Maybe that's what I'm going to do, Joey. I'm going to incorporate a Dreadball jar on the graphics to see how many times we get a question about, oh, I can't play D-reacts from my arsenal, or I can't play D-reacts from my hand. Then we make a little sound on the. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that in the future. We'll make a little D-react jar on the graphics here. So we've got quite a big turn here because we can tunic a Overflex into our arsenal, which is quite good. We are just going to take this damage. We're just going to take it. Sod it. They're going to arsenal a card, which is obviously going to be, or potentially going to be a D-react, so they can actually defend. That doesn't matter because obviously Remorseless does not allow you to play D-reacts at all when comboed with Dreadball, as we all know. So we're going to activate the tunic, activate Dreadball. Actually, no. No, we don't want to be doing that, do we? Oh my god, I'm undoing an action. I'm so sorry. Right, Overflex. Reload the Dreadball in. Opt. See what's on top. Read glide path. Get rid of that. Then we will just shoot this. Pitching this. Coming in for 9. Which is actually going to be 11. No D-react can be played at all here. Remorseless hit effect. CNC coming in for 6. I guess we could just block with... It's just raw damage at this point. So we go down to 14. We could then Rabble, then follow that up with a Dreadboard Battering Bolt, which is also quite nice. So we are going to just take the damage here, I think. No on hit for that. So we've got Rabble. revealing an overflex. It's a shame we can't get that overflex out of there because obviously it's oh, what the fuck have they just done there? They undid their action. That allowed me to then pass and undid my action. So they're going to take 2. Alright, so we're going to activate Dreadbore, pitching the headshot, loading in the battering bolt, and then firing that off for 7. And then still having the endless arrow in our hand after this, which is quite nice. They're going to take 4, unless they D-react from Arsenal. Yeah, there we go. Taking away that, though, they've only got 2 cards now, which is okay, I guess. Still got a card advantage here. Life advantage, not so much, but we might be able to... Oh, okay, swing big. So, if I can block this, I get a quicken token. So, I probably do want to conserve life. So, if I block with... Maybe I'll just block the Skullbone Cross Wrap. Then I can at least overflex and then threaten card advantage and damage. So I think I'm just going to do that. So we're going to block for 4 and then pass. And then sink below the knock the death whistle. Take aim. Okay. It's a shame we can't use the... It's a shame we can't use the overflex here with any other resources. So I think we're just going to go for the raw damage here by using the overflex. Because we could still threaten card advantage anyway if this hits. So I think that's probably the best thing to do. So then we're just going to come in with this endless arrow for 8. Go again doesn't matter because obviously it's the only thing we can do. But still, this is threatening 50% of their life now. So they are fully blocking it out to stop me having the card advantage. But we are still going to have card advantage to a certain degree because we are drawing 4 against their 2. Quite a defensive turn here as well. So... Our turn can consist of... We've got to shoot it next turn, so that's our arrow attack. So we can block with both snatch and take cover and still be able to reload this, use this, and then fire this at the same time. So we're just going to conserve life on this one, I think, by getting a snatch under the bus for 2, so taking 1, and then seeing what they follow up with on the next hit. Ah, it's a shame. Okay, there's nothing there. So we can pitch to Dreadbore using the take cover, load this in with +1, use this, then use that. Okay, so we're going to come in with 9 red in the ledger, which is quite nice. Or we could crack the bullseye bracers to put the red in the ledger in there and keep the take cover. Yeah, we're going to do that. Because bullseye bracers doesn't really do anything else apart from moments like this where you just need the +1, seek and destroy. So this is coming in for +4 in total, so it's coming in for 9 once we use the tunic here. And then at least we have some sort of defensive capability when we arsenal this card after this. So this is going to be coming in for 9. And again, if this hits as well, they have to destroy their hand and arsenal, which obviously comboed with the 1 action per turn is very nasty. So this will incentivize them to chuck their whole hand in front of this as well. Crown of Providence is... So the arsenal goes away, drawing a card. Reckless Swing. Blocking for 9. Okay. That's that. Arsenal this. C&C. So we can't use the D-react in our arsenal, so that's going to blow up unless we prevent the damage. So we can use... So the take cover will be destroyed. If we just come back with a Fire and Dowels next turn, we can use the Read the Glide Path to take 1 damage. It's probably the best thing to do, isn't it? So I'll pass. Oasis. Pitching, read. So we're going to gain a life and then take 4. So we... Yeah, okay, fine. So that gets destroyed. And then we can just Fire and Dowels. Gain a life. Come in for 6. Third beer gone. So they're blocking for 3. So I'm going to take 3. Yep, cool. Draw up to 4. Alpha Rampage. Okay. Coming in for 9. So we can block for 6 here. That's all we can do. Take 3. Ravenous Rabble. Revealing a red Nimblism, coming in for 4 with Go Again. Taking the damage. At least on our next turn, we've got a Tunic resource to use for the Crackback, but this is going to be deadly now. I think they got a 5-card hand. This is probably going to be quite a nasty turn. Goliath Gauntlet coming in now as well for +2 on the attack. This is going to be a nasty, nasty time. They're not rolling Scab Skins very much though. So coming in for 8. No Intimidate, luckily, on that. So we do have a Red in the Ledger next turn, so we can just block this for 8. We can just block this for 8. We'll just do that. So no Go Again for you, sir. No Go Again. And then we can just Red in the Ledger with a Lunging Press over the top as well. So 5. Lunging Press over the top, push it up to 6. So this could make it... This could make the hit go through. We'll see. If they block with another 3... There's no point using this. If they block with a 2, we can use this then. So they're probably going to have a reaction, which is going to push it up to 7 blocks. So we're not going to use the Lunging Press here. Oh, they are. Okay, they're letting it hit. Okay, we're going to Arsenal a card then. Okay, Alpha Rampage again. Getting rid of the Nimblism. So this is coming in for... So we can block 5 of this. Coming in for 9, so we take 4 damage here. Oh no, we can take... So we take 5 damage here now. Oh, baby, we're on 2 life. But we can do this. We can get the Remorseless back on top. We can activate Azalea to give the Remorseless Dominate. We can then Nimblism. And then fire this out for 8 Dominate. No D-Reacts can be played from hand or arsenal either here. So it's going to do 5 damage, which is probably enough. Or Scab Skins. But then if they take any damage, any action card will cost them a life next turn. Okay, so they're going to take 3 damage, and then they got 2 life, and then we have a Tunic to block with, and then some stuff here. We can do another dominated effect on the Memorial Ground next turn as well. So Scab Skins rolling or getting 2 action points, so a bit clutch. 2 against 2. Rhinar's probably just going to be able to kill me here. Savage Feast. This is coming in for 6, discarding one of my only blocking cards. So that's probably the game, unfortunately. We are intimidated out at the very end. But if they play an attack action now, they die. So they can only swing their Mandible Claws, which is still enough to kill me. Unfortunately. Because whenever they play an attack action card, they lose life. So they can still swing their claws and still get me. Exactly that, yeah. They can still claws me. But that's the thing about Rhinar is just one of those things, isn't it? You can't really prep against it. It's nothing you can do, unfortunately. So we're just going to pass and die here, unfortunately. So we can block for 1, but then still take 2 from that. Yeah, there's nothing we can do, unfortunately. Snapdragons, again, not doing anything. So if we had the perch grapplers, maybe we would have won, because we could have blocked there for 2 at the end. So Snapdragon's doing absolutely nothing. So I think they're just going to come out of the list. I think they are going to come out of the list. Snapdragons. Just died too many times if Snapdragon's not doing anything. So I think that's probably the best thing to do is take that out and then add in maybe another battering bolt, because we've only got 2 of those right now. Maybe another sleep dart. What have we taken out recently? We've taken out a sleep dart recently. Taken out 1 of those. So maybe another one of those. How many fatigue shots do we have? 3. Yeah, let's just add in another sleep dart then. Instead. Because Snapdragons, that's twice in today's streams where we have not used them. They've just been on board. We need Null Rune, definitely. But Snapdragons, probably not so much. You're getting, with Dreadbore as well, and the buffs that we've got in here, you're probably getting Go Again enough anyway from the Bolt and Shot plus the 1-2 punch situation. And that's probably all you're going to get, really. And the Perch Grapplers as well can sometimes just allow you to go again for everything. All of your arrows. And that's, I've used that once this stream, actually, I think today. But yeah, lost against 2 Rhinars today. It's just one of those things, unfortunately. We got them right down to the wire at the end. But luckily they just banished a card away, which we couldn't use to block. And therefore we died. So, bit of a shame. How about Hornet Sting? That 1 damage could help, plus 1 block. Yeah, it probably could. So maybe against Rhinar, I could be using the Hornet Sting and the Perch Grapplers to maybe block a little bit more. But both of the matchups against Rhinar today have gone down to the 1-2 life differential. So maybe that is the strategy. Yeah, we'll take out Sleep Dart, and then against we'll add the Hornet Sting in there. Let's add it in. Good idea. That's our first new card appearing in the list here, and probably going to be used against the other sort of matchups where we want to block more as well. But yeah, that's that. Sounds like a good idea to me. Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll use that then. We'll use that. That's all good. That's not throwing out much. It's not throwing out much anyway. 1 sleep dart isn't really going to make a difference. So we've got 73 cards plus the 7. Yeah. Okay, let's go one more. Let's go one more time. We've got 2 minutes left of this synthwave track. So. Starting work in 8 hours. What, so is it, when do you start work? 9 o'clock? Patrick is saying, nice to meet you, Patrick. Lovely, yeah. Absolute Patrickception going on here. Oh, you work remotely. Oh, okay, that's good. Well, so it's midnight for you at the moment then. So you're only 1 hour ahead of me then, in Poland. I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, nice. Yeah, somewhere me and my girlfriend have always wanted to go is Poland. Playing in Arachne now. Now I will have you know I've got a good matchup against Arachne so far, but it's probably all going to crash and burn tonight on the stream. But 2 minutes to midnight. So yeah, let's just go with this. It's going to be more of a grindy game, I think. So we do probably want to have the bullseyes here. Definitely want the perch grapplers. We want the bullseye for the extra pressure when we need it. But yeah, this is running the full deck because obviously there's going to be a war of attrition. So our turn first. We can just rabble and then see what's on top. Yeah, rabble. See what's on top for when we draw it, I guess. Oasis Respite's on top. So that's very good against the Assassin. Has saved me quite a few times, the Oasis Respite. So they're just going to take that, are they? Or going to de-react? Yeah, okay, de-react. Cool. And then we're just going to pitch the Bolt Shot into the Dreadbore and then fire the Endless Arrow at them for 5. Probably going to fully block this out as well, but blocking with a Shred and Pursuit of Knowledge. Interesting information to be had there with the Pursuit of Knowledge. 2 Oasis Respite in the first hand. For bloody hell. Spider's Bite. That can probably just hit us for 1 because we're not going to be defending with any attack actions this turn because we have none. And then another Spider's Bite coming in for 1. And again, we're not going to be defending with attack actions, so that doesn't really matter. Leave no witnesses coming in now for 4 damage. We're just going to pass and see what they do. Let's prevent 4 damage and gain 1 life. So, no contract for you, sir. Unlucky. And now I'm just going to CNC with the Arsenal card that they've just put in there. And obviously, they can't react to this, so that's probably the best thing to do. So, blocking 2 cards. Fair. Taking away the card advantage that they just gained off of that transaction. This hand is pretty garbage. So, what are they coming in at as 4? They cost 1 or less. They get a silver token, so they're probably going to hit us with this. We will pass to see if they have any reactions. I think. See what they do. Cut to the chase. No, let's Oasis that then. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Prevent the damage. Gain life. Back on 40. End turn. We're just going to rabble here, see what's on top. It is a blue Bolt and Shot. Okay. Blocking with the Mask and blocking with the Black Tech Whisperers to prevent the damage there. Okay, pass. And then we will put the Rain Razors in our arsenal because we do know we've got a Bolt and Shot next turn plus whatever 4 cards we get here. So this could be a nice crackback. Remorseless and another Rain Razors. So yeah, very good crackback turn here potentially. Because when we put the Bolt and Shot in, it's going to have automatically it's going to eradicate me for 4 here. So do we try and block this, or do we care about 4 cards going off the top of our deck? We don't really care about the deck in this matchup, I don't think. Because we got 62 cards, they have 48 cards. So losing 4 cards is not a bad thing. That just puts us on 10 cards ahead. So I think we're just going to pass and see what they do. Any reactions? Mask of Perdition. Okay, that's fine. We'll take cover then. And block 4 damage. See if they want to use another card on that to get that through. Shred. Fair enough. So using that, get rid of that. That's fair enough. So we take 4. And then we banish 4 cards, which is fair enough. We banish another card because of the Mask. So E-Strike was banished off of that. And then we got a few other cards here. Red and the Ledger's gone. Sleep Dart's gone. But I'm not going to look at that too much because you don't want to be looking at what's banished. You just want to play in the moment with this deck. You don't want to think too much about what's getting banished and all that sort of thing. So that's fine. End turn. So we're going to come in with Rain Razors. We could have opted. We should have probably opted first. Never mind. So yeah, all of our arrows get plus 2. Sorry. We're going to activate Tunic. We're going to load Dreadbore with Bolt and Shot. So coming in with 5 go again if it hits reload. Hopefully we can get the reload through here so we can then we're not going to get the reload through. So even if we did get the reload through, we could then opt. We're gonna try and force this over the top. Let's force it over the top. Get the reload in. Use the cross wrap to see what's on top. See if it's a 0 cost. It is, but we can't use it. So let's bottom that, and let's just activate Azalea blindly to see if we can get maybe a defensive card or a 0 cost card. So it is another E strike. So we've got 2 E strikes in a row there. So we're just going to pass, leave that information available to them there, and see what they do next. Spider's Bite for 1. Okay, fine, we'll take it. So we're not going to be defending with attack action cards. Spider's Bite for another 1. Fair. We're not going to be defending with attack action cards anyway. And then coming in with a Sack the Shifty for 4. So we're going to pass on this again, I think. See what they do. Shred is a what's Shred? Attack reaction. So they would have had to have done that by now. So we're going to let's sink below. We're going to get rid of the read the glide path. Bolt and shot. Okay, fine. Okay, so we can E-strike tucking the headshot. Then we can bullseye braces the bolt and shot to give it +1. So yeah, I think we're going to do that. So we're going to E-strike. Tuck the headshot. 5 go again. Using a sink below from hand to prevent damage. And let's just force a little bit of damage here, I think. Or do we just come in for 5? So the difference in damage here is going to be quite a bit. Let's just do that. Let's just force it. 8 damage. Taking 8 by the looks of it. Sink below from Arsenal. Well, Fateful Scene from Arsenal. Fine. Let's get that out of there. Spider's Bite for 1. Okay, pass. Battering Bolt is a great thing to load in there against Arachne. So I think I'm going to try and crack back with the Battering Bolt. We're on life parity at the moment. I've got more cards. I've got more cards in hand. So this is going to be whenever it banish non-attack action cards for 4. Okay, we'll let this hit us. So headshot, so you don't get a silver. Cool. Right, so we're going to, if we can play the Rabble, we can then come in with the Battering Bolt afterwards. So let's Rabble first of all, see what's on top. It's a Snatch on top, okay. We probably will keep that on top, just in case we have to block with our entire hand. We can then come back with a Snatch to try and get some card advantage next time. But yeah, this is going to be a big attack now, coming in with the Battering Bolt. So this is probably one of the best cards you can use against Arachne because they have a lot of reactions, a lot of non-action cards. So we're going to pitch Dreadbore, pitching the Remorse, the Knock of Death Whistle, put the Battering Bolt into hand with +1, fire this off at them for 7. So yeah, pretty good. They're probably going to use their reaction in their arsenal to defend this, but then even if they do, they still have to block with another card. It is definitely demanding 2 cards from Arachne players because if it hits them, they're going to have to discard a lot of cards most of the time. So they're going to react from Arsenal. Yeah, they had to discard a card there, let's see. So it took away 2 cards regardless. We're going to add that to our Arsenal. So Spider's Bite for 1. We'll let that hit us because we now have a life advantage and a card advantage going on here. Eradicate for 4. They do have a card in their Arsenal. What is that going to be? We still have more cards in deck at the moment, so Eradicate hitting us for 4 will still mean we have more cards in deck. Next turn is going to be a Opt followed by a... Okay, what is our next turn? Maybe we just block with everything. We'll just block with a Bolt and Shot and a Sleep Dart. How many memorial grounds have we dropped? Nothing. Let's block it all. So we can still fire off the Remorseless this turn. We can opt and then see what's on top and fire it off potentially. Take aim, get that to the bottom. we will just Tunic, fire the Remorseless. So they can't play D-Reacts from their hand. That's fine. So they're blocking with 2 cards again here, which is fine. It's good. Arsenal card and pass. So we've got a bit of a defensive hand with the Sink Below, coming in with a Goliath Gauntlet now to give the next attack +2, or next attack action card +2. So we're going to take the Spider's Bite damage. So we're still maintaining card advantage and life advantage here at the moment. So that's what we're going to do. Probably going to have to block an 8 CNC. Okay, so we have... So the Arsenal card that's going to get blown up is the Snatch. So we could just block with the Perch Grapplers and the rest of the stuff here to prevent that from being blown up, which will allow us to come back with a 4 damage card advantage play and then Arsenal a Sink Below. So I think that's probably the best thing we're going to be able to do here. It could be, it's not going to be a Shred in there. It's also not going to be a Razor Reflex. I think we're just going to have to chuck all of this under the bus here to prevent the on-hit coming through. Yeah, cool. Then we're just going to opt. Knock the Death Whistle on top. We will leave that on top, and then we're just going to fire this at them for 4. If it hits, we draw the knock. Still maintaining card and life advantage. So they're going to let this hit them, or they're going to Sink Below it. Okay, add to the Arsenal. I'll add the Sink Below to the Arsenal. So we've got 2 defensive cards here. So coming in with the Spider's Bite for 1, we're going to take that. That's fine. So we're not going to be defending with attack action cards this turn. They're going to Nimblism. They're going to Plunder the Paw. Okay, fine. We're going to pass. We're going to Sink Below that. So it's cutting to the chase. Okay, so this is going to be a 10 attack. So it's definitely going to hit, but we can stop it from doing lots of damage. So we're going to do 2 damage, and it's going to banish the top card of our deck, cost 1 or less. Okay, fine. So we're going to Sink Below. We will take cover. We're going to reload this, and then we're going to sink the other Nimblism to draw Memorial Ground. Okay. Let's then... Should we play the Memorial Ground to get the Remorseless back on top? Yeah, let's do it. Remorseless, get that back on top. So take 2 damage, and they banish a card. He's left a card there. Remorseless was banished. Okay. I completely forgot about the fact that he was still going to hit me and banishing the top cards. That was a bit of a blunder by me there, but never mind. So we're going to opt to see what's on top. Remorseless. We'll leave that on top. We're going to activate Azalea, give it Dominate, and fire it off, pitching this. So 5 Dominate, no D-Reacts can be used against it. No D-Reacts and Dominate. So they're going to take 2. Spider's Bite. Pass. Let it hit us. Leave no witnesses, plus an Arachne. They're going to put the card on the bottom of the deck, so they want to banish red cards. Okay. So this is coming in for 4. If it hits me, I banish top card of my deck, and if it's a red card, they get a silver token, which will allow them to get their stuff back. But what does my next turn look like? My next turn looks like loading this in, firing this off with 4, and then firing this off as well. We're just going to let this hit us, I think. Cheers Andrew, for coming in. Andrew Kem, that is, Super Mario Black Tiger. Thank you very much. It's been nice streaming for you. Hope you have a good day. So we're going to Memorial Ground, a card on top, which is going to be a Remorseless again. We're then going to activate Tunic, activate Dreadbore. We're going to put Fatigue Shot into the arsenal, and then we're going to activate Azalea, give Remorseless Dominate, and then we're going to fire this, pitching the Bolt and Shot. So 5 Dominate again. No D-Reacts can be played. So you're taking 2 again here. Just slowly chipping damage. Spider's Bite for 1. We'll take it. So still maintaining card, life, and deck advantage at the moment. So now coming in with a CNC for 6. We can just fully block this, and that's probably what we will do. So we're just going to block this here for 7. And then we can just snatch next turn. Which is what all we need to do. We can opt and then snatch. That can stay on top. I'm just going to fire this at them for 4. If it hits, draw a card. Fateful Scene. Fair enough. So still maintaining card advantage now. 5 against 4. Spider's Bite for 1. 27 against 28. Okay, so it's getting a little bit more even now with regards to the cards. I still got a 4 life advantage, so I think now we have to try and conserve life, which is a bit of a shame. But let's chuck away the red button shot here. See what they do after this. CNC for 6. Okay, fine. We will block for 6 then. Okay, so I think we activate Azalea blindly after we've opted. We'll see what we get. Overflex. We can't use it. Bit of a shame. So let's bottom that. Let's just do it. Activate Azalea blindly, see what happens. Rain Razors. Nothing we can do about that. Nothing we can do there, unfortunately. So we're just going to pass. Bit of a shame. Oh, okay, but the follow-up could be quite good, potentially. So I think we're just going to take damage here and we're just going to take what's coming at us here, I think. I think this is the risk we take now. This is the crackback. Eradicate. Yeah, whatever. We'll take it. So we play the Rain Razors out. We then use Dreadbore to load in Battering Bolt, and then we use both of these cards to fire it off, which is going to be a lot of damage. We're going to be milling quite a lot of cards here, though. It's a bit of a shame. Yeah, we're going to be milling 7 cards. I'm taking 7. Okay, that's just what happens. That is just what happens. We have to just get through it. Doesn't have go again, so they're going to arsenal that. Fine. End turn. So we've got a Tunic trigger here, so we're going to Rain Razors. Or do we just CNC? Try and get some of that back. Well, 18 cards against 23 now. Now, we need to Battering Bolt, I think. So we're going to Rain Razors. We're going to Tunic. Load in the Battering Bolt. And then we're going to fire the Battering Bolt, pitching the Red Ledger and the Endless Arrow. So this is coming in for 9. So we're going to Oasis it. So it's going to take in. So it's now going to be 5, 6. I need to block another 3 here to not take the effect. Fateful Scene. Okay, there we go. So they're blocking with quite a few cards there, which is just what Battering Bolt does in this game. It forces at least 2 cards most of the time, which is what happened there. Spider's Bite. Okay, we'll block with a... What are we going to have next turn? So we'll pass. We'll just let it hit us for now. Coming in with 5 damage here. I think we now block with a Tunic. And just hope they don't have some sort of shred or... We'll see. Black Tech, okay, take cover. Did we stop the Black Tech? Yes, we did, thank God. Cool. Right, it says opt. A snatch on top, that can go to the bottom. And then should we just CNC them? Blocking with 2 cards. Let's Arsenal the Remorseless. So double Nimblism, and then coming in with a Slay the Scholars for 10 damage. Okay. So 3, 3, 2, and 2. We can block all of that. But having to block all of it is not great, because we're going to go to attrition now, unfortunately. Nimblism, bottom that, pass. This is going straight down to it. We've got a Fire and Douse to gain some life. Spider's Bite coming in for 1. So this is the point where we have to start blocking these. We only have attack action, so we block this. Fire and Douse, Spring Tunic, Arachne, Spider's Bite. Let's block with a Skull Wrap, Skull Bone. Oh, it's got Piercing. I completely forgot about that. Let's undo that, so let's get rid of that. So let's block with this. Yeah, it's going to mill us now. That's the problem, isn't it? 4. Could just shred something down here. 2 cards left, yeah. So they're gonna just banish the Arsenal as well. I'm gonna banish a load of cards here, take 2 damage, banish my Arsenal and the top card on my deck, which is an Overflex. Yeah, that's bad. It's pretty bad. Nothing we can do, unfortunately. 8 cards against their 13 now. This is going to be a bit of a not tricky situation to get out of this now, I think. They're just going to be able to keep coming at me with a Spider's Bite, which is getting to lethal range now, unfortunately. So we have to keep using cards against their Spider's Bite, which is going to be an issue to get through. So I'm not sure if there's going to be a way out of this, unfortunately. 4 cards left in deck after this. I'm not sure if there's going to be a way out, so we just have to take the damage. Because now our attack cards minus... Well, that's probably... They're -2, so they only block for 1. All of them only block for 1 now. Yeah, I think we just die here, unfortunately. If they cut to the chase, they can kill us. We're on 1 life. We have admitted defeat at this stage. They can just let this hit them. Pretty much. Because they can threaten the Spider's Bites now, just swing each dagger at me. And that's death, isn't it? So we can Arsenal something, but that's not going to be enough, unfortunately. Spider's Bite. Block. Coming over, Annihilate the Armed. Coming in for 5. If they shred this, I probably die, so I think I have to overblock. Yeah, let's just see if they have it. If they have it, they have it. If they don't, they don't. No, we fully block. That's a shame, because we could have used Nimblism there, but never mind. Endless Arrow. 4 cards left in total, unfortunately. Oasis Respite. There we go. 2 cards left in deck. We are dead. Just let him kill me with a dagger. GG. There we go. Nice. So that's actually one of the first games I've actually lost against Arachne there. So So I don't know what was different in that game. Maybe I let the daggers hit me too much. I'm probably going to have to re-watch that to see what happened there, but never mind. I almost would want to use Memorial Grounds to put a miss on the contract on top of in response to the banish trigger. Yeah, that's a good idea. I've done that a few times before, like literally just when they've set up that they're going to banish a red card, I can just like Memorial Ground a blue headshot, and they're just like, oh, right, great, I'm not going to get a silver now then. But yeah, that was a lot different than before. A lot different than what I've encountered before. There's a lot of defensive cards in that Arachne deck there. A lot of stuff that they were keeping back in their hand, obviously because Dreadball was preventing them from the arsenal and stuff. But yeah, it was interesting, very interesting. I probably have to watch that back to see what actually happened there and where the attrition started falling away. Because I had quite a lot of advantages, like life cards, life cards in deck and cards in hand or available to me, but they still managed to get through. And there was a point where suddenly I just had nothing to use, and they just kept defending as well. They kept blocking out the big attacks with all of their hand, and then was still coming in afterwards. So yeah, it was a difficult one. Maybe I let them banish a few things too early on. But yeah, it's a matchup you'll find quite a lot on Talishar at the moment, because a lot of people are loving the assassin, obviously, aren't they? So it's a matchup that you will find quite a lot of on there. So yeah, it's a cool class. It's really, really cool class. Love the way it was designed, and it's a good segue actually, because we actually got Brian Gottlieb onto the last episode of the Living Legends podcast, which comes out on Red Zone Rogue's channel. So if you're following the Living Legends podcast or following Red Zone Rogue, you probably would have seen it. But obviously the Living Legends podcast is me, Kel from Red Zone Rogue, and Bill from the Spike Feeders Fab, just speaking about all things Flesh and Blood every single week. And the next episode that's coming out on Wednesday is an episode with Brian Gottlieb, the person who designed the assassin class. So it's a good one. It's a really, really good one. So go and check that out when it comes out. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got time for today, to be honest. I'm going to finish this beer. But yeah, what was our results today? We lost against 2 Rhinars. We won against the Pistol Dash, and then we lost against Viscerai, and we lost against Arachne. So not a great evening for wins today, but that's just how it happens. The Rhinar games are very, very close. That game was interesting. I don't know what actually happened in that game, to be honest. And Dromai as well, we also played against. Yeah, that wasn't really a game though, was it? Let's be honest. That wasn't really a game. That was more of a steamrolling. But yeah, I've had quite a few games today. Some closer than others. But yeah, I'm still very, very fond of this deck. I just do love playing it. I love the way it interacts with pretty much all aspects of the game. It's not just cowabunga. It's not just frostbite and playing on your opponent's turn. It's non-meta, and obviously it will fail against obviously the meta decks, and sometimes as a result of that. But who cares? Who cares? If you like a deck, if you like cards, just play the things you like. There's going to be a much bigger casual space going forward in the future. So it's not all going to be about the meta, and LSS know that. LSS know that people need to have fun with this game, not just explore the hyper-competitive meta and all that sort of bollocks. Yes, Dave, UPF is tomorrow night. So yeah, if you're a patron of the channel, like DGTCG is in this chat, you get access to the VIP zone of Discord, where we do organise Patreon pit fights, and the one for this month or so is going to be happening tomorrow as part of the Tuesday night live stream. So that's going to be me playing Azalea, of course. Andrew is going to be playing Dromai. Dave is going to be playing KO, and then we've got Rob Andrews on Genius as well. So that's happening tomorrow night at 8 o'clock again. And then I'm off to London on Thursday to meet Ziggy. So a lot of you will probably know, if you've been a fan of the Go Again Gaming channel and community, will know who Ziggy is. He's coming all the way over from Brunei, which is over sort of Southeast Asia. So he's coming over from Brunei. I'm going to be meeting him in London on Thursday, and then have a little sort of game store road trip, basically. So yeah, should be fun. But I hope you all had a great day. Thank you very much for everybody who's tuned in now, wherever you might be out there in the big wide world watching this. And if you're not in the Discord already, check out the link in the description box below. There is a link to the Discord there, and as well as that, we have just released the splash art for the 1,000 subscribers playmat that you can get. It is limited to 30 prints only. So once they go, they all go, and we've had a load of people sign up for the first dibs on the form. And again, the Google form is in the Discord, so go to Discord if you want to see what that is and potentially get one, help support the channel directly, celebrate the 1K subscribers. But yeah, it's been good fun today. Been really good. Super stoked to actually have been able to make it for once. Thanks for the thoughts. No problem, Patrick. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Hopefully you did. Albeit the list is it's not winning anything. It's not winning any major events or what have you. You just got basically a insight into how I view the game, and hopefully there's some value in that to some degree. I think letting the eradicate hit was the killer. Yeah, with the seven eradicate was going to be, yeah, it was going to be a killer, was it? So it was 7 damage plus the 7 mil. With the cut to the chase plus 3 over the top. That was, yeah, probably was a turning point there, Andres. You're probably right, but probably was the turning point. Because I was thinking, oh yeah, 4 cards, yeah, I can take 4 and then mill 4. I still have a nice enough turn on the crackback, but that turned into 7 damage and obviously 7 cards. So yeah, that's probably where the turning point was. Because that's the thing with those games, with like Arachne. The games that I've experienced anyway, like Arachne versus Azalea, they're very grindy, and you don't even know what happened really. It's just like pure mind games the whole time. But yeah, I think that was the turning point. But they still had a lot more life. They did a lot of blocking. They did a lot more blocking than I expected. And they had 14 life at the end, so they were obviously doing something very correctly there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So thank you very much for everybody who's tuning in. And yeah, join the Discord if you haven't done so already. That is it from me. Have a good day.
Have you seen Az's new mat? I know I like terrorizing him after he's finished his streams, but that mat looks pretty cool. And he's always moaning about how you can support his channel directly. So go and check it out. The link's in the description box below to the Discord. And I'm not really good at shilling his things, but I know he's always on about the bloody Discord, so go and have a look, and that's it really. Have a good day.